Great. And I'm making you the host immediately, sir, so that you take over the meeting. Good. Good. We are good to go, sir. You can unmute yourself and start the meeting, sir.
Thank you, Ambassador Sonny. Thank you, Ambassador David, and all the other ambassadors out there. John Mark, thank you all for making the future diplomats what it is. You folks are working behind the scene, and I'm excited. I'm always motivated to come on this platform to be able to speak to our prospective members and delegates from around the world. We have started with 27 people with a hope that our numbers will increase in participating in this meeting. You all understand that the diplomats now has hit 42 countries around the world with pretty close to 700 members. And we are excited. This meeting is all about sharing the dream, the vision, our aspiration with you, and who we are, what we do, how we can be effective and efficient to change our world and to make our world a better place. When I sit down and think about our current generation and think about the world system as it is right now, I think 20 years from now, how the life of my grandchildren will be. I think 20 years from now, how the any life of my own children will be. There's a great need for diplomacy right now. There's a great need for world changers. There's a great need because the world is heading in the wrong direction. See, young children, older folks, no discrimination, picking up guns, just causing chaos and life and property destruction in many countries, many parts of the world. See our young people on drugs. See someone sitting in the corner right now who does not have food to eat. In fact, just got a telephone call this morning from somebody whose entire home was burned down just this morning because of the poor electricity connection to the home. And the whole house was burned down. And this lady and only her 3 children survived, but everything they had to run off. The world is taking a different trend, and we want to be world changers, and that's the purpose of us. And I always excited to share with you the future diplomats and who we are and what we intend to do. There's going to be a long simulation. There's going to be a presentation. This is what we call the membership onboarding process. And every one of you who end this meeting today, there will be a reward, a benefit that will be shared with you because you attended this meeting. But again, I'm excited for the growth of the cooperation. I'm excited about what is happening for us and to us around the world. We have different groups that are coming up, but who is the future? Who is the future diplomats, and what we intend to do? I'm going to be sharing my screen. If some of you can see, that would be great. I believe every one of you should be able to see my screen. All right, I remember in, excuse me. I remember in December 2016 in New York, the Secretary General made a remark to the General Assembly, and he said, we must build on the work that has been done with the support of our member states, that he was addressing the United Nations. He also wanted to say the youth envoy and civil society. But this cannot be an initiative by older people discussing the younger generation. The United Nations must empower young people, increase their participation in society, and their access to education, training, and job. And this is where the our future diplomat comes in. We want to be able to empower our generation and the generations to come. Empower them so that they can have a seat and a say in the things that are affecting. Please mute yourself, folks. If now I have to start. Who's that? Let me see if I can see that person. Okay. All right. Ambassador Dr. Grace, can you please mute yourself, or somebody else is, or she's muted, I just muted. Somebody else is going ahead and I can see who's that person right now. I got a lot of people on my screen. I can see who that person I need to mute. All right, much better. Yeah, and in the Secretary of the United Nations, we're going to say that we may increase the participation and access to education. And I said that's where the future development comes in. I want to welcome you to this section of our onboarding training. And I call us the hope to future diplomacy. The word is depending on the United Nations and United Nations alone. And we have the great desire to reach the world, partner with United Nations to reach the world and to make our world a better place. I always say that the future diplomats, we are not an ID card distribution cooperation. And I say this with all the respect, never meant to be in any disorderly manner. But I know many people come on our platform, not understanding who we are, not understanding our vision and our mission. And all they would say, I just filled in my application, I'm fully registered, where's my ID card? Or somebody would come back in and say, I registered a week ago, a couple of days ago, I've been waiting, I have not received my ID card. And so many people are sending these messages, and then my only question can be, have they understood the vision, the purpose, and the goal of the future diplomats? Why are they wanting to become an ambassador with us? Do they want to become an ambassador because they need an ID card, or do they want to become an ambassador because they want to make the world a better place? They want to change their community. I know other cards are part of the benefit of associating with an organization, but it should not be the utmost purpose of being part of the future diplomats, because you'll be missing on a lot of things. So the future diplomat, we are new for our strategic enabling of diplomatic excellence. I have been reading somebody saying this, so let's hear, okay. Excellence, we are a non-profit organization and we are headquarters in New York. We have administrative offices in California, and that is in the capital city of California is Sacramento. And I'm gonna share with that why we have administrative offices in Sacramento and why we're in New York as well. But one single thing the organization exists, folks, is to exhibit and to promote the work and the knowledge of the United Nations. And we do it through, can I take this call? I'm so sorry. And we do it through our United Nations simulation conferences, which of course I'm going to share with us on the conferences later on, where we bring all the world aspiring leaders, and that can be you, the world aspiring leaders and future diplomats. We all gather together, we discuss problems, we find shared solutions to global issues that are benefiting or will benefit humanity. So this is not about me, it's not about one person, it's about the world. We do this through the network and partnership of our tax-oriented ambassadors, people like you who come in aboard, who have a driven passion with us, the same interest. And we have now brought people from 5 continents of the world. Someone have to mute themselves. Ambassador Ben Bell, please mute yourself. If you don't mute yourself, I will drop you off the conference line. Anybody whose line is unmuted and they are causing distraction, please remember that this is a recording training section and other people want to listen to it after. You have to mute your microphone. If I try to mute you, then I may have to get you off the conference. So please, everybody, please mute yourself. When we give you time to speak, then you can unmute. I'm going through the list, and I've seen a couple of you have not muted yourself yet. Please mute yourself. Thank you so much, folks. Simple instruction. Just mute yourself. We will unmute you when it's time for you to talk. Thank you, folks. I appreciate it. All right. And so we said we're bringing people from around the world together to discuss the issues. Look at what's happening in Southern Sudan. Look at what's happening in other parts of the world. Chaotic situations, war is everywhere, farming struggles. And so we believe that the future Duma, we have become an established platform where young people can have a future. That is, they can have a seat in the sea in the very things that are affecting their lives and their community. And so, and we want you to spearhead movements on issues that are threatening the very environment on which we live. And that's the purpose for us. So again, who we are it's just short. We are a nonprofit organization coming together, putting our energies, our gift, our strategies together to change the world and to make a world a better place. And we can start from our communities. We can start from our schools. We can start from where we work. But we're looking for diplomats, people who will stand firm with integrity. And that's who we are, because the world is losing its grip. The world is going into a different direction. We need people to rise up, to hold together, to unite ourselves and our energy and say, we can become a world changer. We can make a world a better place. So the future diplomats is not about me. It's not about you. It's about our community. It's about the world. So we're not just motivating people to come on board because we want to issue ID cards and say, well, we got 700 people around the world. No, we are calling on people who have passion, who have the desire to make our world a better place. Somebody, folks, is depending on you. It may be at your job, it may be in your school, it may be in your community, even in your family, the very people you live with. People are depending on you. You may not understand, you may not know until you put yourself at a place and think of how you, in your own life, have admired someone in the past. Think about who you admire, why you really wanted to be like that person. Why you sort of being like that person? What did the person do to influence your whole life? What did the person do to influence your community? What did the person do to influence your country? And you say, man, I want to be like that man. I want to be like that woman. And that's why future diploma is all about stirring the gift and aspiration in a newer generation who will say, I want to become a world changer. I cannot allow that man or that woman to die with all them fulfilling their dream and their goals. So we have created this platform so you can come on board and you can fulfill your own dream. It's not about us. It's about you fulfilling your dream. And this is the purpose why the platform has been created, folks. Fulfill your dream. Come on this platform and fulfill your dream. Now, sometimes we ask, is the future diplomat legal? And I agree, and I understand that, because we have a lot of dubious organizations, especially on the internet. We have a lot of organizations that are just robbing people of the resources and the finances, and they're not genuine. But for us, the future diplomat, in fact, I was so excited a couple of days ago that two of our leaders called, no, three of our leaders called me and said, listen to me, we've been doing research. And some people just came on board. They said, listen to me, we've been doing research about the future diplomats, and it's 100% legit. Folks, we're not here to mislead anybody. We are not here to fool anybody. We are legally registered. Yes, in New York, we have our office in New York. And here you see here, this is our registration document in New York. Here it says the state of New York, the Department of State. And this is the executive secretary signature for New York, telling you that a future diplomat is fully registered to do business in the United States of America. And here's our filing number. These numbers here, if you can see them, I put in my cursor. So this is our filing number that we are fully recognized. We have a legal status in the United States of America. If you look down here, you'll see the website to verify that we are fully recognized and to operate, satisfied, have the credentials to operate as a diplomatic organization here in the U.S. Down here, there's a website, and this is the United States government website for New York. If you Google the website, it comes up. Just put our number in or put our name, Future Diplomats Cooperation. You can verify that we are legit in the United States of America. All right. And so this is our New York office. And here we're also registered in California. Why are we registered in California? You know, the United States is made out of 52 states. And hear me well, folks. Every state in the United States of America is a country of its own. Until they joined the revolution and they came together as a federal government, joined the federal government. For instance, I'm in California right now. Love California, good weather, you know, good weather, nice place to be. California is still recognized today in the United States. It's called California Republic. California is a country by itself, but it's in the United States of America. And so by law, I'm talking about the legality or legal status. By law, for any organization to fully operate and get the benefit to the members, they must be registered or cooperated in every state of the United States of America. Yes, we are registered in New York, where our headquarters is, but also be effective and do business in California. I need to follow the law to do the right way. And so we register here with the state of California. So if you see our registration here from the Secretary of State, this is a California seal. We also have a different entity number for California because this is a different state of new as a different country. So here it says Future Diplomats Cooperation. This is our entity number right here. And you see here, it says here we are a non-profit corporation and we are operating our headquarters in California. It says out of state. Out of state means New York. So we have offices in California, but the document says that we're a non-profit corporation that we're headed outside of New York. And you can also verify this is our certificate number at the bottom of the certificate here. So don't worry about our legal status. We're not online scam like other people do and other people think. And that's one of the reasons why I like to have these meetings, so you can understand that you are investing your time into a business, a company that is non-profit, not making money out of you, not setting conferences to you to get in the game. And at the same time, we are legal in the United States of America. So yes, our federal government document, as well they call the IRS or the Internal Revenue Services. And this document shows to you that we are registered with the federal government in the United States of America. And this is our federal ID number. It's here. So you see, we're having different numbers on every document. And this is our federal ID number. That number can be used with the federal government in the United States of America to do business with the United States of America. Once we employ people, we can give them the W-2. W-2 means they have to file the taxes. So we are legal with the federal government, the overall government of the United States of America. We have office in California. We have office in New York, and pretty soon we'll be opening up an office in Texas. We have one of our aspiring leaders who are currently, and hopefully we'll be opening another office in Texas, in the United States. And if we open an office in Texas, in the United States of America, we still have to have a trade registration for that state. So every state will go in for us to be legal, to do business. We will have to register our organization in every state. It's not like other organizations you do, about one or two, diplomatic organizations. They say I'm in this state, but they try to do business everywhere, and in every state of America. It's illegal. You cannot do that according to the structure of the United States. So that's who we are. And we're not just, I am so excited to say this, that we also have gotten recognition from the committee, from the U.S. President's office. It's called the U.S. President's Voluntary Service Award. I'm excited about this, folks. What that means, there are people who volunteer and do some voluntary work and qualify. We can recommend them to the President's Office of the United States of America, the first non-profit diplomatic organization to have this recognition. That means you're not just going to be getting certificates from us. You can get certificates from, once you qualify, from the United States President. So the Presidents gave 4 awards that we can recognize and recommend people for. They've got a Silver Award, the Gold Award, the Bronze Award, and the Lifetime Service Award. In fact, I received in part of my introduction, I received both the Gold Award and the Lifetime Service Award from the United States President of America. 2 different presidents awarded me, and we have been privileged to sit on the committee as an organization and to recommend people who are doing some great things. Hold on 1 minute. I'm sorry, trying to get this to wet my throat. And we have been recognized to sit on the President's, committee. Future diplomats, that's a great achievement, folks. Just by joining an organization who's giving out a recognition from the President's office, the highest office, I will conclude, in the world. It's an opportunity. So you see, we're more than an ID card. You have a lot of things to benefit from us. And folks, we are doing all these because of you. I don't need it. I've gotten it, folks. And if I wanted to be, one of those leaders who say, well, this is for me, I would share this opportunity with you. I would just be proud that I got recognition from the President's office. It's just for me and myself. I'm extending these opportunities to you. That's the purpose of this platform. There are a lot of benefits. So you see that the President's Award comes with a letter from the President's office, signed by the President of the United States of America. If you look on my left, where the cursor is, this is a letter that was issued to somebody, a letter from the President's office. It comes with a certificate. It's called the President's Voluntary Service Award. It also comes with a medal. You see, this was the gold medal, so it comes with a medal with the colors of the United States of America and the medal from the President's office. So and motivating you. Oh God, I have my medal somewhere. I'm just looking for it to show to you. Okay, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it before the close of this meeting. I have both medals as well. And I want to share this opportunity with you folks. So I'm excited for you who's going to take this vision serious. I'm excited for you who's going to connect and make our world a better place. There are a lot of benefits coming up for you folks. And I always want to introduce myself to people who really don't know me, because I believe you must know your leader to follow your leader. If you don't know someone, it's hard to build a working relationship with them. If you don't know who that person is. And many of our organizations that are operating online, diplomatic organizations, it's just connecting through the internet and really don't know each other. I always like to share who I am what I have done and what I'm doing so that you can know me. Someone asks, you know Mr. Gibson? You can say, oh, I know Mr. Gibson. So me, Ernest Gibson, you know my name. I have been involved in the international human rights advocacy for more than 2 decades. It's more than 20 years. Okay, and I found that the future diplomatic cooperation that gave you and I an opportunity, right? So we can have a say and a seat, you know, in what's happening around the world. Not just in America, not just in your country, but what's happening, what's affecting the world. We want to have common people, you and I, common people, may not be involved in the hierarchy of government, may not be recognized in some places, but we want to have a say, you know. And I've been advocating for human rights for a very long time. I've been educating people, I've been training, I have trained hundreds of people. I have given them the tools to be targeted and effective to manage difficult situations. How can we handle people? How can we be able to negotiate and have conflict resolutions? I have shared my ideas with political leaders, policy makers in Congress. I've spoken to government officials. You know, I have spoken to leaders from around the world, sharing my idea and my policy on international rights. Okay, like I said, I had 2 awards from 2 American presidents. Barack Obama, in 2018, he awarded me what they call the Presidential Service Award, Voluntary Service Award. Great opportunity. And then our current president in 2022, that was just last year, President Biden also gave me what they call the Lifetime Achievement Award. And someone said, what do a Lifetime Achievement Award means? It's simply saying that thank you for your voluntary services to not just to America, but to the world, helping us to make a world a better place. And that was the recognition that I got. And I want to pass this vision, this dream out to my generation. How can we come together, not just maybe recognized, but how can we come together and make our world a better place? I mean, someone else can recognize you too in your community, in your country. It may be your president, not your president. But my goal is not just so much for recognition, but what can we do to change lives and to make our world a better place? I have a master's degree, if you want to say, from my educational background. I have 3 masters and work on a PhD. So I have a master's degree in criminal justice, master's degree in business administration, and a master's degree in human services administration. I also studied my PhD in public policy and administration, and all my degrees and studies have been here in the United States of America. And I graduated with some of the good schools for flying colors. Somebody may ask you, somebody may ask me why you want to talk about your degrees. Not because I want to boast, it's because I want to tell you that the person you're dealing with, the person has the expertise on a different subject. The person has not just got up to say, I'm going to be an ambassador to form an organization, but have worked, had the qualification, the educational qualification, and I work in different areas. You know, I have worked with the local government of the United States of America. In fact, currently, I'm sitting on 2 boards here in the United States. I'm sitting on the advisory board for 2 counties, Kings and Tulare County, on aging. And what that board does is that we recognize people who need services from the U.S. government. They must be in the elder population, whether housing, food, whatever we need to do. I'm also part of the criminal justice system on the board here, what they call the Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention Commission. And one of my roles as a commissioner here, I was commissioner here, I work for the court. It's a voluntary position for the courts. And what our job is to go and visit all the jails, all the compounds, making sure the inmates are getting the services that they need. They need, you know, the best care, even though they're in jail, but they need the best care. And so one of our roles as commissioners to go and visit and make sure that the prison compounds are following the rules and the regulations and the procedure that is set by the federal government, the United States of America. And so we recommend We recommend those things. And so that's a little bit about me. A lot I don't have to talk about, just an introduction, because sometimes somebody will send me an email or they can send me the message. But Mr. Gibson, we don't know about you, who you are, what you do in the United States of America, and so forth. So I just put this one in for us to know. We have a couple of leaders that have been working with us. We have a couple of, and bringing more aspiring leaders on board. And so we're excited to continue working with some of you who that we will identify as a potential leader to come on board with us. But one of the greater things I love to talk about always is our mission, our vision, and our values. I always say that we are building a better future with a clear vision, bold mission, and strong values. We want to have a clear vision, because if our vision is not clear, is not strong, then we don't know where we are going. And if we don't have a bold mission, nobody can follow us. And if we don't have a strong value, we cannot hold each other accountable. So these three principles form the fundamental good of this organization, the Future Diplomats. Our vision, our mission, and our values. So what is our mission? I always cut it very short. Our mission is to help the United Nations fulfill her mission. Without the United Nations, we don't have a mission, because the United Nations have the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. No one being left behind when it comes to education, peace, and safety, security. And that's why we're involving. So our mission is only to help the United Nations, partner with the United Nations to fulfill her mission. We want to advance the understanding of the United Nations system and the contemporary global issues that we are facing. And we'll do that through what we call quality of education programs. We want to have real life UN conferences, not the one that we go to and it says United Nations conference, but it's not really that. Nothing represents. We want to have real life United Nations conferences. And want to emphasize what we call collaboration and cooperation. So if you come on board, you cannot collaborate with anybody, you cannot cooperate, you cannot work with anybody, then you are not fit for this organization, folks. Because we want people who will collaborate, cooperate, find resolutions to the problem that are affecting our communities. We are not an island. Hear me, folks, if you join this movement, you are never alone. You're going to have all the support you need. You're going to have in some of your countries right now, we have hundreds of ambassadors in your country. You would never be alone. So we're looking for people who can work with each other, who can live with other people. We are preparing you, my folks, to become a global citizen. A global, not just your community, but in the world. So that's our mission. Very, very, very straight to the point. Be global citizens, helping the United Nations fulfill their mission. Again, if we can paraphrase this, our mission is simple: creating global citizenship and helping the United Nations to fulfill their mission. So when you take your ID card, folks, and when you say you're leaving from maybe one country to the next country in a convoy or just by yourself, and when someone sees your ID card, future diplomat, an ambassador, they can give you the highest respect and honor to say, I know that organization. They are partnered with the United Nations and they are making a difference in the community. So your ID card, don't take it lightly. That's what I ask people when to talk about that. And that's what I ask people, send me your picture. Some of you sending all type of funny pictures. Some of you send some pictures that are looking unprofessional. Some of you refuse to share your address. We don't need it. Some of you that's your official identification. If you have one, then you can use it anywhere in the world. And it's going to be respectable. I want us to have a convo For instance, if we're in Africa, maybe taking a trip from Nigeria to Ghana when there's a problem, and we say we want to go solve a solution to the problem. When we put our convoys on the road with the flag, I'm going to show you this. With the flag on our convoy, future diplomats. When this flag is on the convoy, we want every gate and every border to be open to us, because we are flying one of the highest flags. When you take your ID card and show your ID card, I want someone to say, future diplomat, yes, we heard about them. They are making a great difference in our community. Not just an American organization, but they are making great impact around the world. And that's our vision, folks. Become a world changer. Don't just come for ID card, it's just part of the benefit. But I want us to change this world. You can do it. Nobody may recognize you right now. Nobody may know you right now, but I know some of you have the desire and the goal and the zeal. And that's why this platform has been created. We are a movement. We are more than an organization. So what is our vision? To reinforce the value of diplomacy around the world, especially among people from all walks of life. You know, when we hear about ambassadors, we want to think about governmental ambassadors. We want to think about people who are sent by the government from one country to the next country. Or we think of people who just work with United Nations, and United Nations send them from the headquarters in New York to one mission field of the world. But no, you are ambassadors. We can develop you, equip you, and you can become an effective ambassador to change the world. Ambassador simply means to me someone who's effective and efficient in representing a government, an entity, or an organization. That's who an ambassador is. It's nothing more than that. People who are effectively representing an organization, or a country with integrity and respect. Someone who making a difference. Ambassador simply means, if you know that, it means representative. It means nothing big, but representative with honor and respect. And that's who you are. And we are creating this platform for you. So that's why every time I address you, I don't call you just by your name. I call you ambassador. You are ambassador in your own right. Don't try to overlook your dreams. Don't try to overlook your vision. And that's who we are. So we want to do that. We want to do that through conferences, full representation. We want people to be empowered, especially the women. We want to develop your leadership skills so that you can be able to serve humanity with dignity and respect. I want to broaden your understanding and perspectives that simulate the way the United Nations actually work. Some of you in the future will volunteer with United Nations. Some of you in the future may have an opportunity to work with or for United Nations. So I want to broaden your perspective on the operations of the United Nations. So United Nations always look for people to volunteer with them. United Nations always look for people to work along with them. I'm sorry, my phone is popping. It's popping. And you can, so once you have a broad understanding of how the United Nations actually work, when you have that opportunity, it's gonna be very easy for you. What are our values? Our value is to develop your diplomatic skills, your leadership skills, your negotiation skills, your public speaking skills, your public policy skills. And we're trying to do this among what we call aspiring leaders and future diplomats. We are the future leaders of this world. You may not understand that. You may be leading already in your community in a capacity. Hear me, let me say this to you. Everyone who's born on this earth, one way becomes a leader. You either lead in your family,
Better, just see which are the meeting.
Okay.
Please mute your phone. Thank you, folks. So you are a leader. We're not making you a leader, folks. We are equipping and developing your skills that you already have. You're an ambassador. We're not trying to make an ambassador. In your own right, you become an ambassador. But most of us may have not realized that. And that's why we refuse to live with the integrity that we need. That's why we refuse to live with the respect that we need to live with other people in our community. That's why we're not doing what we need to do, because we overlook sometimes who we are. And our goal here at the Future Diplomats is to remind you of who you are, is to give you the tools and the opportunities you need, so your capacity, your skills can shine and you can make a difference in this world. But you are a great leader. Just by interacting with some of you, you are great leaders. And you only need the support that you need. And so that's our value, just teaching these principles, developing you so that you can use your gifts in one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations to transform our world. It may be through education, it may be through food, it may be through whatever the 17 goals that you want to pick, whatever you want to use your gift in your community for. Our objectives are very simple. Who we are, our objectives. We are creating understanding of the field of diplomacy and global affairs. And we do that through workshops, our annual conventions, and our different initiatives. We are training future diplomats members with soft skills and leadership skills, leadership thinking skills. We are developing a framework of global governance. What do I mean? A framework that we all will be part of global governance in your community. Are you involved in the things, in the governance of your community? And these all are based, again, on the UN SDG goals, and that is the 17 development goals of the United Nations. We want to enhance your thinking capacity and your critical thinking skills. What can I do to solve this problem in my community? Hear me, folks. You may have been passing by something way back, maybe 5 or 10 years ago, or 7 years ago. I'm not seeing your hand up. With me, your hand up. I'll give you time to ask questions. You want to develop your skills to start solving community problems. Find some solutions. Find some problems in your community. Bring it to us. We will study it, we'll figure it out, and we'll equip you to answer that problem in your community. Be motivated. Become a critical thinker. What can I do to solve this problem? How can I get involved? You may not have the resources. You may not have the connection in time past, but now you do. That's what the Future Diplomats is all about. Creating the platform that you can solve a problem within your community, knowing that you are not alone, knowing that you have the support of almost 700 people from around the world, joining our efforts, joining our skills and ability together, joining our time and our resources together to make the world a better place. And I cannot emphasize this, folks, with all the passion. This is just our objective, nothing more. It's not to make name for anybody. It's not to give anybody the credit, but to change our world and make a world a better place. We're empowering young and old, especially our women. We want to encourage women to get part on board. Take hold of leadership in your community. Most times women have been left behind. They have been the soft speakers. They are not being recognized sometimes, but thank God that women are realizing now that they need to take the stand on a global platform. And we're encouraging women. And I always told my members, if you're on this platform as a man and have not shared this dream with your wife or your daughter who is of age, then you do yourself a disfavor. You do yourself a disfavor. Bring the women on board. We need a leadership in our different world. We need a leadership in our different society, in our different organization. And that's one of the things that we promote. One of our objectives is to take women from the back road and place them in the front row. Let them be recognized and let them help us to make the decisions and to change the world. I'm going to run through these, our 3 great pillars. Our 3 great pillars, the first one is conferences. And our conferences are designed to give the knowledge and the skills and how United Nations actually work, and you become a diplomat. We come together, we learn from current and former diplomatic officials, teaching us the importance of our role in community, the global community, and they brought in our perspective again on how the United Nations actually work. We're a United Nations simulating organization. We also have a school of leadership, but we call it Future Diplomat School of Diplomacy. Well, I'm going to be sharing the website with you pretty soon. Some of you who just coming on. We provide traditional and non-traditional offering in the schools. We gave you. I think I got up the different slide, but I'm just going to walk through this slide. And we provide with you many opportunities. Many opportunities from this leadership school. It's called it, and we teach you some courses in diplomacy. We teach you some courses to become an effective ambassador and things like that. We also have the one I want to put more emphasis on is the international diplomatic network of the future diplomats. And most of you may not understand what is that. So the international diplomatic network is the very platform that some of you join on. The very platform that some of you got a link to come on this section today. Yeah, I mean, folks, that platform is connecting almost 700 people. In fact, we're more, and we should be like 900 now, but about 200 or more people, we either have to drop them off or they have to leave all by themselves. Because that's an international diplomatic platform. It's not a place that you go and start to argue. It's good to argue, but be constructive. It's not a place to go and start putting other ambassadors down. It's not a place that you go and you just say something that is uncommon and you think it's something good to say. Hear me. Everything you put on that platform, people are reading it. People are knowing who you are. They are seeing your credibility. They see who you are. Anything you say.
I raise my hand. There is a button there that is showing green. Why the other side is showing red?
Say that again. Hello.
Hello.
Please, madam, can you please? This meeting, you are not supposed to interrupt this meeting until ambassador is done.
The red button, the red means that we're recording. What your hand is up. Are you here? You hearing us, right?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, but I wanted to. Sorry.
You wanted to ask a question. Okay, I see your hand is up. So let me just finish. I'll give you time to ask question because this conference photos I recorded and want all the recording to go through for the training, and then your question can come at the end.
Okay.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna get everybody time to ask question. But the international diplomatic network, folks, is the chat room. It's our chat room. And we have other ambassadors, real ambassadors from around the world. We have government officials, including the American government, who visit our chat room, who's reading what we are posting, who follow our conversation. Where is some 1 or 2 United Nations officials because we apply for accreditation with United Nations. They have viewed our Facebook pages. They have viewed our network and everything else. And see, hear me, folks, be constructive. Leave a lasting impact on someone's life in that chat room. Don't embarrass yourself by thinking that you're embarrassing the future diplomats. Anything you say in that chat room represents you. That's your concern. Yes, we encourage you to ask questions. Yes, we encourage you to give your input. Yes, we say when you are confused and you need clarity, ask for clarity and confusion. But let's be polite. Let's do it in a respectful manner. Let's do it in a way that people will read and respect us. And if you don't understand something that is happening and you post it publicly and nobody can address you in a way that you feel comfortable, don't get angry. Don't get frustrated and come in and get a negative feedback or response. Go behind the scene like I do with many of you. Go behind the scene. Inbox one of the leaders. Oh, I ask a question, but nobody answer. I'm getting frustrated. I need help. Somebody can help you behind the scene who never recognize your question initially because you have 700 people posting. Sometimes we jump over some things. But if you go behind the scene to one of your leaders, you know, Ambassador David is there, Ambassador Sonny is there, Ambassador John Mark is there, I'm there, and you know, we bring other leaders on board. But if you know one of us, embass us. And then we can say, oh, okay, let's address that. But don't be frustrated, don't be angry, and start just posting things online. Because it represents you, my friend, and you should be an ambassador of integrity and respect. You want someone to hear you right and they honor and respect you. You want someone to read on the platform your suggestions, your questions, and your input. They say, and the person say, whoa. I always let her call Ambassador Lawrence name, so she's going to be in trouble again with me. Who Ambassador Lawrence just used wisdom to answer this question, or Ambassador David just used wisdom to ask his question. This man, and those are people we look for and to bring in leadership. And then some of you asking, I want to get in leadership. How are you handling yourself on our platforms are important to your leadership capability. How are you posting? It's important to your diplomatic capability to join us as a diplomat or ambassador. So that platform, folks, is not to fight. The chat room is not to be in disorderly conduct. It's a place to showcase yourself. It's a place to showcase your ability. It's a place to let people know who you are and what you can do to change the world. Connect with people, build connection on that platform. Exchange cross-cultural projects. Exchange cross-cultural ideas. For instance, I'm going to come on the platform pretty soon because someone recommended something to me in another country to do. I want each one of us or every country to participate with that country to undertake that project. Let's be productive on that platform, folks. And it doesn't give me the desire and the goal to keep deleting people off the network, but I will do it if people are being disrespectful on the platform. I will do it if people are not being patient to bring down the anger, but to stress the anger on the platform. Remember, diplomacy requires patience, practice, and integrity. Patience, practice, and integrity. So if you don't have that patience, if you're not practicing the patience and integrity, how are you going to be diplomats to the world? So I was stressing on this when I come to this, because our platform, where you are, and you can say, oh, I was invited to the platform by this person. It's not just a platform. It's an international diplomatic networks of platform. So that treat the chat room as it is, a diplomatic forum for people who want to connect with other people around the world. Folks, don't take this for granted. You are connecting with almost 700 people from 5 different continents of the world. Make use of this connection. Make use of this platform. You may have never had this opportunity before, and you may not have it in your lifetime. Don't abuse this opportunity. It is not a privilege given to you, it's an opportunity. So make use of it. And be productive as a member who holding our ID cards in the chat room. I'm so sorry to say, because some members are losing their integrity, were able to invoke the membership. Yes, they may have the ID card, but we revoke the membership. They are no more member of the organization, and we have sent the communication to the different American embassies in the country that are no more member of our organization. So because we want to build people who will represent the word, not Ernest Gibson. Someone who will represent your country. Yeah, I mean, you may be in Pakistan, India, Nigeria, Liberia, Ghana, whatever it may be, whatever country you may be. You are representing your country, my friend. You are representing your country. For instance, I'm going to close on this. For instance, someone posted into the chat room. They said, is this place is actually a diplomatic network, or is it a scam? Because we see a lot of, I'm not going to call it country name, but they say we see a lot of people from this country on part of this network. And so, because somebody from that country may have represented that country poorly around the world, and they think that that country, everybody from that country is a scam. And I have to delete that information off our Facebook page, and I have to go behind the scene to that person. I say you should be an ambassador on our platform. If you ever try to attack a country because you have heard some negative information about them, or you have heard that, or you have seen someone did some dubious, unwanted activities, and you do that again, you'll be dismissed. Your membership will be invoked, and you will not be part of our platform. And behind the scene, he texted me back. He said, "Okay, Ambassador, I'm sorry for doing that. Excuse me. I just put it performed. I will try not to do that again." Hear me, somebody. Somebody from your country, in my country, have made a big mistake in the past. And our countries somewhere around the world have been recognized with a negative connotation, with a negative name, and a negative desire. So please, please, moving forward, represent your country. They may say we know people from America, they are not good people. But let someone say, "Oh no, I know Ernest Gibson from the United States of America, he's a good man." Represent your country, folks, in a positive way that will change the image around the world. Or the people from Pakistan, they knew of maybe fighting war, they knew of this, a commotion of fighting. No, we cannot say that on our platform. Represent your country, folks. Do your best. So it's not about me, it's about you representing your country on this platform. Be positive, my friend. I'm running the first bit of the conference. I'm going to talk about that. The conferences, we have conferences every United Nations conferences. We have one coming up in September in the United States of America. We have one coming December in Ethiopia. We do expect we have someone working the conference right now in Turkey. That's Istanbul. We'll follow up on the Turkey person and see Istanbul. And before we can announce that, we have one conference coming up in the Republic of Liberia. The team is working the conference right now in Liberia. So we have conference coming up in every country. We have one coming up in, oh God, I can't wait to talk about Abuja. We have one conference coming up in Nigeria, in Abuja. Man, it's going to be great. It's going to be very, very great. These are conferences. So what we do, we are selecting big cities, larger countries and big cities around the world, not just focusing in one place, to take our conferences every other month to a country. People who cannot come to the United States of America from West Africa, they can join us in Ethiopia conference. If they cannot meet in Ethiopia conference, then they can join us in Addis Ababa in Nigeria conference. So we select countries where our delegates will have free access to attend our conferences and our events because of visa restrictions in some countries. You may make some attempts, but you may not be able. So that's what our conferences are about. And what happened at our conference, our objective of our conference is to engage in global conversation that may lead to building what we call international relationships. Right. So our conference is used to build international relationship. When you come to the conference, you are attending a conference with people from about 40 different countries from around the world. It's time to come and build relationship. Come with your business cards. Print some business card. Oh, come on. Somebody don't have the access to printing business card. Just let me know. So, oh, Ambassador, coming to that. Can I send your information? Leave me the way to get some business. Come with business cards. Introduce yourself at the conferences. Share, network, people, network. You don't know, one conference you attend can change your life. One conference you can attend will build your career, will build you up, will give you connection around the world. The world has become a global village. Whatever affecting one country affects the other country. Whatever affects one business affects the other business. We are a global community. Don't isolate yourself. Don't say, oh, I'm from Liberia, I'm from Ghana, I'm from Nigeria, I'm from India, I'm from Japan, I'm from this country. No, we are a global village. I know someone wrote me one time and said, Ambassador Gibson, which country are you from? I said, I'm from the country of the world. I'm from the country of the world. We're a global village. Connect yourself, folks. And that's the agenda of our conference, is not just to train you, not just to give you education, not to set a conference to you, pay money and come and sit and you just go back home. We want to connect you with other folks around the world. And that's who we want you to be. Right? We have you. What happened at the conference is, you as a diplomat, you come and you role play. You role play as a real UN delegate or delegates from different countries. And we discuss, we have live discussions that will help you to develop your speaking skills. We do presentation. We do analysis of situations. We do research and critical thinking. We build on your potential. We build on your skills. We don't take in consideration your weakness. We give you strength to succeed as an ambassador. That's what happened at our conferences. And we discuss things that are currently on the United Nations agenda, things that the United Nations are discussing, problems that the United Nations want to solve around the world. We come together as delegates and discuss those same problems. And we make our recommendations to the United Nations. This is what's on your table. This is what you have been discussing at the UN convention or the UN conferences with the presidents from around the world. But this is why we discuss as well as a group from many countries from around the world. And these are our recommendations. We send recommendations to the United Nations and the African Unity. We do that. What delegate expects, like I said, expect a role play. You're going to give speeches. You're going to prepare draft resolutions. We're going to negotiate with allies and other people. We're going to find or solve conflicts. We're going to navigate to the rules and the regulations and procedure of the United Nations. Just how they go through the procedure and have a resolution. We're going to do that when we do that at our conferences. Our general expectation for you to have a deep understanding about the mission, the structure, and the function of the United Nations and the future diplomats, for you to understand the role of real diplomacy, how to be, what it takes to become an ambassador, and we discuss international affairs. And these are discussions I held with people of great integrity, people who are current and expert of past United Nations officials. We solve problems, we do cross-cultural communication, we partner together. We engage in team building. We work as a team in our conferences, we work as a team around the world. We explore life-changing solutions, all right? After the conferences, what happens? After the conferences, we gave out awards. Future Diplomat's Best Dedicated Award is the highest honor, or used to be the highest honor, but right now the highest honor will be the President of the United States Voluntary Service Award. And hear me, I'm excited for that award too, folks. It's an addition to your services, to your community. It's an addition to be recognized. For our delegates, receive awards, different type of awards, and it can be a lavish time where we meet, and we have wonderful dinners with senators, representatives, governmental officials, and take some pictures. I always say the first day of our conferences and the last day, it's time to show off and show up. That means show up, impress, come well dressed, because at those days we have diplomats from all around the world. You may be lucky to take some pictures with people who actually involved in your government, you know, senators and representatives that you may not have time to have met also at our conferences. United Nations, you know, officials that you may not have time to have ever met or take pictures, shake their hand with. So it's time to, I call it time, it's the time to impress, it's time to dress. We have symposium, and that's our diplomatic dinner. We'll have discussion session. I'll talk about this. We do our cultural day. So at the end of all our conferences, we ask every delegate to come with a cultural clothes. Whatever suit you wear, you know, in your dress code in your country, come. At the end of our conference, we'll have what we call cultural day, and everybody will display dressed in the cultural uniform or maybe the cultural dress from their country, and we'll march in with the 40 or 42 different flags of people who all member state or countries of our organization will march to the stage with all the country flags. And then at the cultural day, we'll have people doing, you know, cultural presentation, whether it be through singing, it be through twirl, or be through dancing, whatever culture you want to dramatize. We prepare you ahead of time for that at the end of the conference. It can be a wonderful, wonderful time to learn the cultures of other people from around the world. It can be a wonderful time, the cultural day event. And then we have what we call city tours. We go to historical places, we meet governmental officials, we go to governmental capital buildings, we visit the United Nations, not this year, next October. This October, we should be visiting September. For next October conference, next October, we should be visiting the United Nations headquarters. But next October is going to be very tight, in as much because October next year, all the presidents in October will be meeting at the United Nations headquarters. So the United Nations have told me ahead of time, if we want to visit them, we have to start to arrange for next year right now, because all the presidents will be there in October, and our conference in New York will be in October as well next year. We're going to make that announcement. So we're trying to make some preparations because the security in New York will be very tight, because all the presidents from around the world will be in New York in October. At the same time, we're having our convention. It'll be a time that, you know, it'll be a good time to be able to network and partner with United Nations from that conference. Our leadership, I just talk about leadership. We gave what we call executive diplomat in diplomacy. We give advanced certificate in leadership. And if you're interested, just contact me. We'll share that information with you. The mission of the Future Diplomat School of Diplomacy is to deliver world-class, you know, diplomatic training. Some of us are diplomats, but we don't have a diplomatic training. Some of us are ambassadors, but never got an ambassadorial training, so we really don't know how to really function or act as an ambassador. These workshops, these seminars, and the School of Diplomacy will help you, and it will give you an opportunity, not just to get through a training, but to give you a certificate, you know, a diploma, well framed, well approved, that you can, and you're also going to be having what we call your transcripts of the courses that you took at the institution, so you can put it on your resume. You can use that, and you can benefit your life as well. So we have a lot of opportunities, folks. Like I always say, it's not just ID cards. These are a lot of benefits that you have, right? Let me run through these slides. These are some of the courses that we want. We do. We got 1 hour 28 minutes, or it should be 2 hours. I'm going to stop because we got another 10 minutes for maybe question and answer. So I'm going to run through it. But these are the courses. If you're watching the slides, these are the courses we do. Introduction to Diplomacy. I always read it because somebody wants to listen to this slide later. You know, Introduction to Diplomacy, Diplomatic Leadership for the 21st Century, Diplomatic Protocol and Etiquette. And that's what I want to talk about. I was talking about some people get on the platform and they don't show no protocol, no ethics. Come on, folks. If you can lose your protocol and diplomatic ethic, you're not qualified to become an ambassador, not just for us, but anywhere in the world. Right? Some people say, well, I submitted my, I will give you the example because of the common one that we have. I submitted my officer, I'm fully registered, I submitted my application. I've announced you on my social media pages. I have sent 5 people names. I've done everything, but I've not gotten my ID card. And then when we go do our research, It's not true. Some people have not posted no information about the future diploma on the page. They told people about us according to them, but nobody have even came to us to even send the name or send the application form, and then we'll go back to ask them. Well, we have done our research, and then they say, oh, let me see, I want to get back to you. Come on, don't lose ethics with us. It's not worth just to lie. I mean, it's not worth lying just to get a piece of paper to call ID card. It's not worth, folks. Let's be earnest. Let's do the right thing. Let's say the right thing. Let's be ethical. It's part of our life. Don't never lie to your superior. Don't never lie to your subordinate. If you do that in any office that you serve as a diplomat, not you, but any diplomatic fee, you do that, you are dismissed. See our politicians. How they will lie to us. Come and say, I will do you this when you vote for me, you will put them in office. They don't do that. That's losing the ethics in the community. Think about this. How you can look at a representative or senator and say, that person can lie. The person lied to me. They said they were going to do this for our community. Who voted them in office, they have not done that. It's the same way someone will be talking about you some days. Be ethical. Don't be unethical. We're encouraging women in diplomacy and leadership. So one of our training is in our school is to train women to be effective in leadership. Then they come on board. How to run your diplomatic stations, public diplomacy. Many times we want to become an ambassador, but we're not open to ridicule. You can never become an ambassador and don't want to be open to ridicule. You never want to become an ambassador and don't want to be, say this is my life. I've seen people tapping, I can do anything because this is my life. No. Once you get into a public, if you want to become a public figure, you become open to the public. So you don't have a private life. People can get involved in your life, they can ask you questions. And that's what we teach our school, public diplomacy. How we open cross-cultural communication. How do we communicate cross-culturally? Diplomacy and international affairs. Managing a diplomatic mission, writing and reporting, public speaking skills. These are things that we do. I can't go through the list because of time. The last bit, I'm not going to talk about it because I talk about initially the International Diplomatic Network again. It's just a platform you are on. And I say, please try to be effective, be responsible, network with your friends in your friends or your colleague or your partner, your comrade, the other ambassadors. Just work with them, and do that. Now I want to talk about this because the vision and the core value of the future diplomats, International Diplomatic Network, that platform is to be a value-based connection where our engaged ambassadors, you and I, will be dedicated to integrity, unity, creativity, and responsibility. And we are building trust, and we're promoting the affairs of the future diplomats in your country, in your community, across the region and around the world. Now, when I talk about integrity, we are connecting with people with integrity. Integrity just, we're asking you to do the right thing. What if somebody is watching? Integrity means, what do I do when no one is watching? Your real integrity, folks, and your character and your lifestyle is not when people watching you. But what do I do when no one is watching me? What do I say? Where do I go? And so we always have to be mindful as ambassadors. We need to do the right thing. Because somebody on the other end may be watching us somewhere and we don't understand. Especially the world has become a global village. Don't be surprised that some days your picture just pop up on the internet and say, see Ambassador X, Y, and Z. See what he's doing, see his life. People get fooled nowadays, they can just take you live. Do the right thing, folks, wherever you are. And we want to do it together. Unity in this organization is a must. If you cannot unify with us, you cannot work with us. And if you cannot work with us, then you cannot become an ambassador with the future diplomat. So let's be united. Let's do it together. Let's do it with respect. Let's respect each other. That's why I never call you just by your name. I call you Ambassador X, Y, and Z. I call your last name. And some people sometimes will inbox me, oh, I'm not I'm ambassador yet. And I remember I say you are ambassador. I treat you with respect, folks. Treat your friends and your colleagues, your comrade, and other ambassadors with respect. Don't overlook anybody on our platform. Treat each other with respect. Let's be creative. Let's be creative. My dog is calling my attention. But let's be, let's be creative, folks. Let's look for new ways as ambassadors to improve our community and our lives. Let's do it a better way. There are a lot of diplomatic organizations out there, but what can we do in our creativity to make the difference? What can we do so we can be trustworthy? And this is depending on you, not just me, every one of us. Let's be smarter in our operations. That's one of the reasons why I created the ID cards. It's a new way to do it. New way means no diplomatic organization giving out ID cards when you join them. And if they give you ID cards for tonight, you have to pay for it. Yes, future diplomats pay for all these ID cards that we're giving. We pay for them, but we don't ask you for money. Nobody can call me or send a text or go on the platform and say, oh, you know, the organization asked me for money for ID card. We're giving it up free of charge. Yet we pay for it. Well, the time will come in the long future when people who know that they have served humanity and they want to contribute to our efforts, they can, you know, to your local how they call country director or country coordinators, you can send them money in your local currency. Why I would say I want to contribute to the vision of the future. You don't have to send it to America. We don't send it. You can send it to your country director, whoever will be recognized, to help them propagate your. But we're not asking for money right now. We're doing everything in a better way. So let's be creative, friends, and let's be responsible. Responsibility to me simply means do your best. Don't focus on your weakness, focus on your strength. Do your best. And you do your best for yourself, for the members of our team, the future diplomats, and your community. Hear me, folks, whatever you do, you are doing it for your community. So do your best. Look for those who are in need of your community as a representative for us and meet their names. Do your best. Now, pictures here, I'm going to close for questions pretty soon. Pictures here will be delegates. We recognize our delegates to our conferences, and they have what we call discussion time at the conference, and they do what we call discussion. This is the international stance of discussion, discussing. Those are high school student conference. And they were discussing situations and they were trying to draft the resolutions. And then here's a voting section. Raise up your country tag. We're assigning to every country, but it was through state. And then you raise up your tag. This can be our voting section, right? And we also have one-on-one discussion stands. If you see here, people are discussing the stands on the topic that was provided. And then they will draft a resolution. And then they will have one person to be the presenter at the conference, where they will present the resolution as a team, right? And this is a drafting resolution time. Gambia was discussing and trying to get a resolution when they were drafting it. We use computers at the conferences or other devices just to document, and then we send it to the team. Here you see. We have what we call our diplomatic dinner. What is the governor of our guest as a guest speaker or representative? They will be presenting a speech. And what happened is that while the speech is going on, delegates will be eating some wonderful meal at their choice. And so it can be a best time to, like again I said, dress, because at the dinner, We can have diplomats from a lot of places, different countries, from not just you. I said diplomats, not just you. I'm talking about real ambassadors that representing countries in that country we're having a conference. It's time that you will be privileged to have met your ambassador. If you ever came to the US or one of our conferences where you have an ambassador, it would be a privilege to meet your ambassador at the conference that you have never met in your life and took a picture with him or her. So make sure it's an impressive time. So congratulations, folks. If you have spent just 1 hour and 40 minutes with me, it should be 2 hours and 30 minutes. But I'm going to start 1 hour 40 minutes because some of you may have questions to ask. I saw hands were going up. But congratulations, if you started with us and you finish at this point in time to finish at the end, you're going to get your membership ID cards. And I want to congratulate you. I want to say thank you so much for this time. And this is a sample of your membership ID card. If you see it here on the screen, it's going to be your picture. I always say, give us a nice looking picture of yourself, because that's your ID card. And you can print this ID card and use it. That's why I want to give you the front and the back of the ID card. So that ID card look impressive because the ID card is impressive. So give us a nice picture of yourself. But up here, you'll see will be your membership ID number. And then your membership ID number. And if you want to use your ID number, sometimes with us, if you cannot remember all the digits here, you can just remember the last 6 code of your ID card. That would be great. Your name will need your name, will need your date of birth. You see on the ID card, you need your date of birth. So take this information, because some people are not getting the ID card because they are not sending this information. And then when they send the information, they are missing the picture. If they don't send the picture, they will not send the address. I'll be calling and going after people. Send me your name or send me your ID. Come on now. If you need your ID card, these are the information you will need. Your name, your date of birth, and your address to be on the ID card. Some people send me PO Box. And I just want you to understand that all the information on the ID card, they are not correct. That's what they call the sample here in red. These are fake. The picture is real, but the information here is not correct. This lady here is not Mary Jones Jackson. This is not her real ID card number. She was not born April 30th, 1975. And there is no address in the US that is say 1234 Roslyn Road. No address. The reason why we put sample here, because we are not allowed by law to share members' information with another member or to share our member information in the public. All your information coming to us, they are confidential, they are safe. So we don't share that. That's why we put a false name here. The good thing about this ID card, if we tried before, if you see here under your nationality, there's a QR bar. If you put your smartphone, your Android or Apple phone to this smart bar, like you want to take a picture of it, it will draw itself in and it will take you directly to our website of the organization, futurediplomats.org. And when you pop your finger on that, it will take you directly to our official website. That's the way that we know that our ID cards are authentic and they are real. I know some people try to duplicate the ID cards. Let them go ahead and do that. But once you try to duplicate the ID cards, we'll still have to scan the code bar. And that's a way that, I mean, that's just the way that we identify that. So if you get your ID card, you are going to see. Now this is the back of the ID card. It tells you that this is any ID card is the property of the future diplomat. So if you misbehave, for any unethical reasons, we can invoke your ID cards. They can be taken away from you. Even though you can have the ID card, but we can invoke your membership. Hey, God, I'm excited about these ones. This is what they call the Future Diplomats Cooperation Letter of Credence. The letter of credence, folks, is a document. If you see it on my screen, it's a document. It comes in a beautiful, nice folder like this on the right side of my screen. This document tells your country, it tells your president, the governor, the American embassy, whoever we send this letter of credence to, you will have to hand deliver it. It comes in a nice folder like this. And it tells your country that you are an official diplomat with us. Whatever you say on our behalf. So we want that country, we want the American government to work with you, we want your country to work with you and give you credence and give you the support. I was a young diplomatic official with other organizations. I never got a letter of credence. In fact, no diplomatic organization gave me a letter of credence. Only countries gave out the letter of credence to the ambassador that are going to another country. But we, future diplomats, we now have issued the letter of credence, giving you the support, giving you everything you need to be effective and efficient. And this can be a warning time to meet your representative who you want us to introduce, and you take a letter of credence to that person in your community, and they recognize you as an ambassador. And when you reach out to them, oh yes, they recognize you. It can be a good thing to even give to the American embassy a letter of credence. They recognize you, so that they go apply for visa to the country, to the American embassy to come to our US, to our one of our conferences. Oh yes, he or she is an ambassador of the future diplomats in this country, a letter of credence. Now, this letter is only given to people who are trustworthy, people who live in integrity and who really represent our organization in their community. We may have 700 ambassadors, but the 700 will not receive the letter of credence if they're not doing what is right. They're not engaging, they're not dedicated, they're not living with integrity. Okay, folks, so this is our form of our ID cards. If you attend our meetings, our ID card, I'm going to talk much on this one, but if you come into the conference and register, this will be your name tag with your picture, the country you're from. It tells at the back how much money you paid, if you're going to pay, and everything you're going to get at the conference. This is also our speaker's ID card. It gives the name and the speaker, the role. At the back of their ID card, it also tells them what we expect from them as speaker and what our delegates expect of them. Every delegate and facilitator have to receive an ID, a name badge to attend our diplomatic conference. So folks, I'm not going to tell you about the schedule. It's gone time. We have more than 600, going to 700 now from 40 different countries around the world. I gave you here, this slide tells you of our telephone number. Most of you have my personal telephone number, but this is our office in New York. This is our office address. This is our telephone number. When you call these numbers, you're going to speak to live operators, people at the office. Americans that help us run our office here from the United States of America. You will speak to them live. Is no at the office. So these are our telephone numbers, and this is our email address. If you want to inquire from us, you can email us here, and this is the website. So I will leave it there for a while. Somebody want to take that, but we're going to move to question and answer. But I'm going to leave the telephone number here, and so some of you taking it, and I will close that screen pretty soon. So let's get a question and answer time, folks. I'm excited. Thank you for joining us. I'm so excited. I'm going to open the room now. If you raise up your hand, I'm gonna have you to unmute yourself, and then you can give your contribution, you can ask your question, or you can give us your concern. There's somebody here that was up initially, but her hand is down. If you can put up your hand and I can recognize you, okay. Ambassador Okondu, Okondu-Ira, can you unmute yourself?
Good evening, DG. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for that very wonderful presentation. I really enjoyed every part of it. And I must say, I am really excited to be on this platform. Thank you very much. So my question is, in the case that we introduced someone and the person fills out the form, But then at the point of registration, the person didn't fill in, you know, the point where they say, how did you hear about it? Through your friend and all of that. And then the person filled in friend instead of FD and the ambassador's name. Can the form be refilled?
Yes, they can go back. They can go back online and refill the form. I have people sending like 2 or 3 forms to me with one name. They can do that. Or if you know the person, all you need to do is just to inbox me and say, my friend just filled the form, but I forgot to put my name in there. And so once we print up the form, then we can handwrite your name on that form.
Okay, thank you very much. That's my question.
Not a problem. And thank you, Ambassador. Thank you for having you on board. This is your vision as well. Take it, run with it. It's not for me. I only have the inspiration to create this opportunity. So please see Future Diplomat as your organization, not mine. And let's work together and let's change our world. But that was a brilliant question, and that was a brilliant contribution. Anybody else? If you can raise up your hand, I'm gonna have you to speak. Okay. I saw a hand went up and it went back down. Who was that?
Me. Ada is the name.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
No, the name you were asking the hand that raised. I think it was Jane that's raised. Maybe
Jane?
mistake.
Okay, let me see, because the person put their hand down. Let me see if I can.
Jane.
So, Ambassador David,
Yes, sir.
Can I try to make you the facilitator now since my presentation is over, so you can be able to call the people who have the question to ask? Because I'm not seeing anybody's here.
Okay.
Let me see if I can make you the host right now. Okay, Ambassador David, I made you the host. Are you there? So you can mute yourself. Ambassador David?
Yeah, actually you gave it to the wrong person, but it's okay.
I gave it to the wrong
You
guy?
gave it to me. You gave it to Adil Fashino.
You stop giving me to Sim David. It just said Ambassador David here. So you stop. Okay, so Ambassador David
You
said,
gave it to me.
Okay, make the other David the host. You're not making the host? Come on, folks.
Hello. Hello, DG sir.
Yes, sir.
We can still continue with the meeting. I can see from here. We can still continue the meeting from here and invite those who want to make comments to raise their hands. I was saying before that during the meeting, I think Ambassador Valentina was raising her hand. I don't know if she still have questions to ask. She can ask us. Then after that, maybe we'll take from Jane, or Mini Jane.
Okay.
These are the 2 persons that raised their hand because of the meeting. Thank you.
All right. Not a problem. Thank you.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for this explicit presentation. I am a new member coming in. Actually, I didn't know. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Go ahead.
I actually wanted to indicate my presence in the meeting, and I didn't know I was obstructing the presentation. I'm sorry, sir.
It's okay.
And my question is, I did not present my photograph, so I don't know how to go about that. If you can elect me on how to go about that, because my picture was not included in my form. Thank you.
No, you don't have to send the picture in the form. So once you have attended this meeting today, you have to continue to be active in the chat room. You have to continue to invite people to the forum. Hey God, who is that? Please mute the phone. I'm answering your question.
Sir. Yeah.
Are you hearing me? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was responding to a question. You hear me?
Sir, there's two other persons that are talking.
Hear me, folks. You have to mute. Folks, you have to thank you, David, for muting her, but you have to mute yourself and then you own me. But I'll answer your question. The last person who asked the question. After this meeting, just send me your picture, inbox me your picture, your full name, your address, and your date of birth. I'm going to issue your ID card.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
No problem. If you do that today, depending on the list of people we get, you're going to get your ID card between today and tomorrow.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Who's the next person?
Hello, you asked me to unmute my mic?
Yes.
Hey, you want to speak? Who's the next person?
Okay.
It's me, just.
Oh God.
Okay, let's have Ambassador Fasina to speak.
Hello. Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, this is Adeomi Fashion speaking. I just want to bring to notice that I sent my picture and my date of birth to the DG WhatsApp number, but I have not received acknowledgement of receipt. So that's what I want to say. Thank you.
What's your name? Again.
Adeomi Fashion.
All right. Some people send address. Some people send picture and name. They never send date of birth. If your information is incomplete, you cannot get an ID card. I got 400 people running there with ID card. So you have to send me all the information you need because I got everybody with and at the training, I tell you everything that I need. So if you are missing an information, you're not going to get. Besides that, I do not just issue ID cards. After the meeting, I still wait to see who's active. Some people attend the meeting, they leave the meeting, they're never active, they're never involved, they're not recommending anybody to the organization. It does not warrant, it does not guarantee an ID card if you're not active with us. So filling a form, and sending your picture is not altering. I could not even give you an ID card because attended the meeting, you just attended the meeting today, the training. So that's one of the reasons why your ID card may have not been issued because you have not gone through the training, the onboarding presentation of today. Hope I answer your question why maybe your ID card has not been issued.
Okay, so after this meeting now, I can resend the information again after filling the form on.
That's correct. That's correct. Because I know anybody who send me information, I reach out to them, and I always say, either maybe thank you, or I say you have not met the requirement for ID cards. Everybody who inbox me, I've sent it either a thank you, or have sent them a message that you have not met the requirement to get an ID card. So I don't know why. I don't know why.
I might send it to your WhatsApp number or the email that we.
The WhatsApp, my WhatsApp number.
Okay, thank you.
So where did you send it to first?
I sent it to the WhatsApp number.
All right, but I think everybody who said, okay, I will check, but I think everybody, just send it again. I think everybody who was qualified have gotten the ID cards. Let's move to the next person. Thank you so much. Not a problem.
All right, thank you very much. Let's have Ambassador Joseph Kuruma. Please, can you speak to us?
Yeah. Hello. Good evening to everybody. Good morning. Good evening to everybody. Yeah.
Yes, sir, evening. Ambassador.
My name is Joseph Kuruma from Sierra Leone. I'm Ambassador Joseph Kuruma from Sierra Leone. In terms of this ID cards, I have already filled.
Ambassador David, I'm not hearing him. I don't know if you're hearing him. I'm not hearing the question.
He's breaking. He's breaking. But
ask him.
Please, can you speak more audibly, please? Ambassador Joseph, we are waiting to hear from you.
Or he can type his question inbox and I can read it out and answer it if his network is bad.
You can type what's your question. We'll hear you. Let's take Ambassador Armstrong.
Ambassador David, before Armstrong coming, let me just clarify something. I initially heard about him. I mean, his question, it was regarding again the same ID card situation. So let me be mindful to everybody, folks. Future Diploma is not an is not an ID card issuing corporation. If you send us your application, maybe your membership form, you're not involved with the organization. You never went through this training for 2 hours. You never recommended anybody to us. You cannot get an ID card. I mean, it's across the board. No short and dry situation. We must follow the procedure. So I know he said he sent an application. That's what I'm trying to say, but he never got an ID card. He can never get an ID card if he has not gone through the procedure.
All right, noted, sir. Noted, sir.
Okay, the next
Ambassador,
person.
Ambassador Armstrong, please. You have the mic.
Good evening, sir. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Good evening, DG. Good evening.
Good to hear you, sir.
I have a similar issue. I did not actually see detail. My major concern was just to attend the Zoom training because I enrolled late yesterday. So I just wanted to attend the Zoom meeting and know what the whole thing is all about. Though I filled the online form, but I did not send my passport and the details for ID card. So I don't know what to do. How should I go?
The question was you fill in the the form, right? And you don't know how to send it. You haven't got the ID card. Your phone is grounded, so I'm not hearing from my end.
Okay, sir. Can you hear me clearly, sir? Hello.
Your phone is still grounded. I don't know whether you saw a radio or another phone is on, but your phone is grounded.
But can you hear me clearly?
Can you please step in your question, folks? This is recorded. I want to make sure everybody hearing you after the recording. So text your question. I will go ahead and read it.
All right. Ambassador, please, I want to bring this to our notice. We said it in our previous meeting and it's keep reoccurring. can we be typing our name with ambassador attached? Because the next person I'm to call is saved as iPhone, and I'm sure it's not someone's name. So we should be proud of what we have. Let's have ambassador, well, iPhone. Let me put it that way. You have the mic. Ambassador iPhone, or the one with the phone iPhone. You have the mic. Okay. I'm sure he's not aware that, or she's not aware that we have called her. Okay, let's take Ambassador Tina, Lagos, Nigeria. Ambassador Tina. The mic is with you now.
Yeah, good evening all. Good evening. My name is Ambassador Clementina Eze Ikoni, but I'll always prefer people to call me Tina. My question is this: after this onboarding, are we expected to have meetings? If yes, how regular will this meeting be? I'm from Nigeria. I'm not talking about a Nigeria meeting, but general meeting. So I want to know if after the onboarding, is there going to be a meeting? Are there going to be meetings? And if yes, how often do we have these meetings? Thank you. So I can get myself prepared for it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's a good question. That's a good question. Yes, we intend to be having a meeting. I have to talk to our leadership. We're still in the onboarding process, and after the onboarding process, those of you who have gotten on board, congratulations. We ask you to continue going out into your community, setting our dreams and aspiration and vision, bringing more people on board. We'll continue the onboarding process. The team will meet. We'll set up a time if that maybe maybe 2 or 3 times a year, not just a month, not just a year, not just frequently, to give the different departments and other places to work. Please close. Yeah, thank you. Let my record. This thing is recorded. Please close it before the nose. To be able to meet. That's a good question. Yes, we intend to have meetings. The local meetings to the different chapter will be very much rewarding. And then, so if your local chapter is having a meeting, I will encourage you to attend a meeting. And then the international group like this will have a meeting. But we need to meet as leaders to fashion that up and discuss that, and then we'll present that to the team as well. But that's a good question.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Clementina, for that question. All right.
Thank you. Thank
the
you.
ambassador with the name iPhone, can we take you now?
All right. Good evening, DG. Good evening, ambassadors.
Good evening.
I'm Ambassador Odure Ben by name. I'm sorry, I will have to correct that name of iPhone. I'll put that in check immediately. I want to verify, or I want to ask, what happened to the form that we filled online? I've been checking my mails every day, believing maybe one reply or one information will drop from the mail, which we all filled the form online for. I haven't gotten any mail, and 2, 3, 4, or 6 people I've introduced filled the form. And they're actually also asking, is there any information that will come through the mail for them or anything outside just the chat that we have and the meetings we are actually having now? So I think I really need clarification on that, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. So when you fill in the form, or you get a feedback that somebody from our office or one of our people will contact you, and you don't get a contact from us until we have the group meeting. Usually, I used to call one-on-one because we're doing one-on-one. So everybody who's sitting in the application, I will call them one-on-one and I will do that. But what we look for is that people sending in the applications and they're not actively involved with the organization.
Okay.
Because we are realized that people sending application because they think that we'll fit in the application very quick and issue the membership ID card.
Okay. Okay.
So when we receive the application, we print everything. Hold on 1 minute. Let me see if I can show you something here. Hold on. I don't know if you can see my video. You see here this banner? You see the banner?
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
Okay. These are hundreds of application forms in these banners. I got 3 of these banners. So every application we receive them, we print them out. It costs us a lot of money just to buy ink and papers to print, but that's part of the organization. That's part of our commitment to everybody. So this is a banner, and yeah, it's a membership files.
Membership files, yeah, membership files, yeah.
So it's not just kept on the computer. We print it out and we see every information that is provided. Now, let me answer your question this way. Some of the forms that are provided, people think that we don't know what's going on. They fill the form, but at least some detailed information that we need. They don't introduce them. They don't introduce themselves correctly, who they are and what they do. Sometimes they leave the reference. They leave the reference point left out. They don't put any reference. Sometimes they don't even put in correct address on the form. And you see, if you want to be an ambassador, a diplomat, and you got something to hide, it's hard for us to work with you.
That's true. That's true.
So we study all the forms we get, and I look at them one form to the next form. The ones who give us the information about themselves, because you are introducing yourself to us so we can buy you on our team as an ambassador.
Yeah.
So if we see the information is accurate and correct and the person is doing, then we start checking the person activities in our on our social media group.
Okay. Okay.
And if the person is not active in the chat room, they have not promoted us on the social media page, then I still have some reservation. Is this somebody that I need to bring and get the ID card right now?
Okay, I understand that.
So I'm taking a lot of things into consideration before I issue an ID card.
I understand that now. Okay.
So yeah, so somebody will, and then the last thing came in is this meeting. We have agreed and decided as leadership team that if you send in your membership form and you don't attend this meeting, we cannot still issue an ID card.
Yeah. I make that clear to everyone.
Right.
Yeah, I make that.
So that's why prolonging it. Because let me tell you the truth. When we first started, it was not like this. Some people fill in the form. I will issue the ID cards, but when we issue the people the ID card, we don't see them anymore.
Okay.
And then some of them were from other organizations, some diplomatic organizations who we're not going to call. They send it into our chat room as spies. So they fill in our form. We get our ID card, they take our information and start running to the other organization. So we started being selective and mindful who's going to be our ambassadors moving forward.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think I get the whole of that very clear now. Thank you very, very, very much.
Not a problem, Ambassador. So,
I have to relate back to them right immediately because some of my friends and other colleagues of mine are actually on night waiting to get reply from me. So I would have to go off and reply them right away and return back to the room.
Yeah, but listen, folks, they have to be active. Don't just send an application and say I want to be a member, but the chat room is there. You're not active in the chat room. You're not engaging. So at the back of our mind, well, if the person is not active, why should I get that ID card? We're going to make you an ambassador. Because once you get your ID card, it's written there, ambassador. You immediately become an ambassador with us. So how can we make an ambassador when you're not active with us?
When you're not active, yeah. I understand that now. I'll put that through to every one of them. Thank you so much, DJ. Thank you.
Even those who pretend to be active and get an ID cards, that's why the ID card is only valid for 12 months, 1 year. And even if they get an ID card today, and soon they get an ID card, they're not active, the ID card can never be renewed. So after 1 year, the membership is done. So there are a lot of things in play. Folks, our goal is to change this word, not for ID card.
True.
It's to make a difference in our community. Anyway, let's go to the next person.
All right. Thank you,
so
thank you, Ambassador Ben. We appreciate your contribution.
Thank you. I'll correct my name right away. Yeah.
All right. The next person online is Ambassador Faith. You have the mic. Talk to us. Faith Osarity.
Good evening, DG. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Faith.
Thank you for this wonderful lecture. It's an eye-opener. My question is very simple. Somebody invited me. I'll feed my form. I think I'm attending it. I'm already online. I've liked all the page. I want to find out at what point should we start inviting others to the platform?
So what the question is, what time?
At what point? Yes, I was invited a few days ago. I filled my form. I'm already in the page. I've done the required things I'm supposed to do. My question is, at what point should we start inviting others? Immediately you are invited, or after doing all the necessary things you're supposed to do before you can start inviting people?
I think it should be immediately when you are invited. However, some of our ambassadors who are inviting people, they're not giving them more information about the organization. And so people want to get more info like this before they can start to invite people, because you want to understand the mission and the vision of an organization before you start to invite your colleagues, your comrades, and your friends. But I would say if the person gave you good information about the organization and you think that's something that you want to draw, then immediately you start getting other people on board. Immediately, because if I want to join something, I'm excited about it, then I want to excite other people to come on board with me. So it should be immediate. Once you hear about it and it's something you're excited about, start sharing the vision.
All right. Thank you very much.
Because because if I can add to Ambassador, who's this? But if I can add to Ambassador Fifth question again, reason being, if you start inviting people, then we see that you're already active. So it will also hasten the process of getting other benefits to say, well, Ambassador Faith is active. We are not even process of application yet, but she has invited 5 people. She has invited 6. She has invited 10 people. And so that also makes us to say, well, this person is active. Let's get them closer to us because they have some type of potential. Because the dream and the mission of the future diploma is only developing people, not developing people who are not active, but incorporating people who are active, who are world changer. And that's just our goal, is to bring people together who are already world changer, want to make a difference. All right, who's the next person?
DG. Thank you, DG, for that. I think the question and the answer you gave is noted already. We'll call the next ambassador, Ambassador Omo Faith. If you are the next, you have the mic. Ambassador Omo Faith, the mic is with you.
Israel, can you go fit?
Is she online?
I think somebody else is talking.
Did you open the window for a second?
It's all right.
Oh my God. Asking someone to open the window, please turn your microphone off. We don't mute yourself. We don't want to hear you, please.
Please, Ambassador Tina, can you mute your mic, please? Ambassador Tina, please mute your mic, please. Thank you. Ambassador Omo Faith, are you on with us now? You have the mic. Okay. We want to assume that she's having some network problem. Okay. Any other person that want to say something? Because I'm seeing 2 persons who have spoken before. Do we want to assume that you have 1 or 2 things you want to repeat? Ambassador Armstrong. Ambassador Armstrong. Okay, Ambassador Okondo.
Okay, so my other question is there like a specific number of persons that we have to introduce first of all before we can get like the certification that we are really, really active? And is it compulsory that we add our people that we are introducing as soon as we bring them on board?
Good question. Yes, you can bring as many. We limit it just to 5. I know most of us having 5 good friends, good people. We limit it just to 5 for ordinary members because we're looking for quality people. I know many times people bring people on board just because they think that if they bring 5 people on board, they're going to get a membership ID card. Now, if you look back to people who left the group, were people who somebody introduced to the group and said, please go there. And soon the person got the ID card, you see that all the friends they recommended. I'm tracing everything that's happening. You see someone got an ID card today, and then 2 or 3 persons they recommended left the group. I know some people are saying, let me just get people because I need the ID card or I need a benefit. And then so you get your ID card, that person left. Or that person is there, but the person is not active. Don't bring people on board because you need an ID card or benefit. Bring people on board because you believe that the vision is vital, is important to our global community, and we all want to be world changers. So bring people who will make competent leadership. People will be competent ambassadors. So you bring them. We left it to 5, but I love what Ambassador David is doing. Ambassador David has told his leaders, I want to build leadership. I'm not just building members. So if you come here on board, he said, I'm bringing 20 people myself. I want each one of you to bring 20 as well. So he has expanded, the horizon to his membership, to his people of 20 leaders, because we want leaders. We don't just want people who come in to be members. So it's open to as many people you can bring on board. It's open to the leadership capability. But don't bring people, we should not bring people on board because it's just a requirement that we need an ID card. Let it be something that we want to buy in, and we are bringing people on board because together we can make a difference in our community. Remember the 5 or 20 people you are bringing on board, ambassador, that person going to work along with you in your community. They are not working for the future diplomats in America or in Europe or somewhere else. They're going to be working in your community, in your country. So you bring people on board who will work with you to go to the orphanage home, to go to the widows, to go to the widows camp, to go to schools, to go to places, to go to the prison and provide humanitarian services. That's one of the reasons why we ask you to bring people on board, because those are people who you're going to work with to make the difference in your community. That's the purpose of bringing people on board. I hope I was able to explain your answer quite well.
Yes, thank you very much, DG. Then again, because I'm of the belief that joining this platform was actually a way for me to expand my wings in community service. Right. So I'm of the belief that if you're going to come on board, you also want to bring along people that have the same like mind, that share the same vision. So if I don't get up to 5 persons, say I believe that I have 3 persons and those 3 persons have exceptional leadership qualities, is that enough? Can I just stop at those 3 persons? Because I don't want to have to introduce up to 5 persons. I don't want to have to introduce up to 5 persons that will come in and become clowns or become inactive.
It's perfectly fine. I'm not going to say it's good enough. It's perfectly fine. But here's the thing. If you brought 3 people on board who are great leaders, now you people are 4. Now the assignment should be each one of you, because I brought 3 of you on board, each one of you bring 5. So what you cannot reach, they can accomplish for you. You see, leadership is multiplying yourself into others, developing yourself into others.
Yes.
To be an effective ambassador is to make other people to become an ambassador.
Okay.
So if my limit is 3, I'm not going to focus on them. I'm going to focus on their strength. This is my limit, but let me maximize my limit with their strength and see where I brought 3 of you on board. You are the 3 quality people I know in my life for now. But I want you to grab this vision and let's reach, each one of you reach 5 people. I know I could not reach 5, but you can do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And if you brought 3 and 3 of them brought 5, that would be 15. Each one you will be having 15 people added to just your 3 you brought. Now you see you have multiplied yourself among those 3, and those 3 I brought additional 15. So you have accomplished your goal.
Okay, thank you very much, DG.
Not a problem anytime.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ambassador.
In fact, let me be very
Asiedu.
frank with you. In fact, some people did bring 3 people, but they were so active, and the other people that are bringing people, we gave them the benefits. It's not, you see, to me, it's not how many people I'm not going to limit your people. It's not how many people you are bringing, but how well you are connected and you are involved with the commission, with the movement of this organization. We can feel your heart. We can sense your passion when we talk with you. We can see when you write. We can see when you put things online. We are reading the passion that you have and the commitment to it. So there are a lot of things we take in considerations as we bring people on board. All right.
All right.
Ambassador David, go ahead.
Thank you, Ambassador Asiedu. Thank you for that. Let's take now Ambassador Omofit. I think she's on now. Ambassador Omofit, you can talk to us. You have the mic.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, House. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, my boss.
DJ, I'm not your boss, so don't put me in that high horse. See, I have just 2 comments to contribute in this meeting. First of all, this one goes to all the ambassadors in the house. We know times are, let me know you times are hard. We know things are a bit funny these days. I will urge us as an ambassador of this wonderful home, we should do follow-up. Any member you introduce, follow them up. It will go a long way. Because like the ones I introduced this week, I just came back from work like to 9. I had to call them. You are not online. And you said you don't know what the thing is all about. So they started tripping in. You understand? You do follow up. Lead your team. Always lead your team. Make sure that your team is up and doing. It's not the ID card thing. Your team should be up and doing at every given time. You are the leader. You make them know that you are the leader. They should lead by example. When you mobilize them all the time, call them. It's time for meeting. Where are you now? Okay, try and go home. Like that. They will do well. That's one. That one is for the ambassador. Then 2, this ID card thing, because the same ID card calls came into this meeting severally. ID card, when am I getting my ID card? I've filled my form, I've done this, I've done this. In the platform, when you see new member, you just say, welcome to the family, welcome to the moving train, welcome. You just stay at the fence and you just be watching the activity. There are some people that has not even tell somebody welcome since the beginning of this week, and it's not supposed to be so. We are one family. Talk to people. The platform is set up for you to reach out to people. So many people are passing through stress. Yeah, we know, but how was your day? Welcome to the family. Will do a lot of good. Then lastly, this particular last one I'm going to talk about, it concerns almost all of us here. It's a WhatsApp Zoom meeting, and it's like a classroom. What we will not do in the face of your lecturer, please, when you are on this Zoom meeting, try and maintain decorum. I was hearing some background noise where some people they were calling from. You need to hear the background. You need to hear the conversation in the background. It doesn't tell well for a Zoom meeting. We need to have a conducive environment for the meeting. We are all adults. We are all matured. At first, the communication wasn't flowing well because of the background. It's a bit better now. Maybe those people have asked their question and they've dropped. Please, this is my contribution for the meeting. I'm not a new member. I have my ID card. I'm a big ambassador. Oga at the top. Well done, sir.
Thank you, Ambassador. Yes, Ambassador, you have your ID card, and I really appreciate it because every meeting we have been having, including I think Ambassador Ambassador Lauren, she just left. Ambassador Lauren has an ID card, but both of you, every meeting that we have, I always see you participating. Ambassador Abigail Lawrence, and you folks have your ID card, but always, and I really appreciate it. And thank you for your contribution. We take that into serious consideration.
All right, thank you, boss.
You're welcome,
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you for that. Please, if you have spoken, please you can bring down your hand so that we can take the other remaining three. Ambassador Jaswil Obonaya, you have a mic right now. You can speak to us.
All right. Good evening. Good evening, DG. Good evening, everybody in the house.
Yes, sir. Good evening, Ambassador.
Yeah, my name is Ambassador Jaswe Obonaya. I joined in today. I was invited by Ambassador Chidin Duka. So after I must have done my online registration and I introduced myself on the platform. I've been a silent observer. You know, when you get newly into a platform, you tend to observe the mode of conduct, the order of things, and then protocols, so that you can as well get acquainted with what is going on. So, although I joined the late because of I joined the meeting late this evening because I got home late, and I think I must have missed out on some important information. So I would like to ask a few questions. I have joined, signed. I read up all the information I found on the website with the web page, and think I understand the mission and the vision of this great platform. And I must say, I am privileged to be here. I feel very privileged to be among you. So what I'm asking now is this. Since I've filled in and I've joined, what are my next requirements? What are the things required of me? And what should I follow, the protocols I should observe to be a good leader within my community and also represent this great platform fully?
That's good. I'm going to answer that question, but is Ambassador Sunday online? I also want to talk, one of the leaders to speak before I answer. Ambassador Sunday, if you're online, can you respond to that question? Let me, some of my leaders participate. If Ambassador Sunday is not online to respond, Ambassador David, can you respond to Ambassador before I continue?
Okay, Ambassador Obona, you're welcome to the platform.
Thank you very much.
And what we've been saying is it's high time we embrace these projects like our own. You are on board right now. I expect you to go the extra mile. I'll give you an example of what I did just yesterday. I posted something on my timeline. I just said, I'm honored to be an ambassador. And I posted my ID. Of course, I deleted some sensitive information. And you know what? About 2 persons came privately. Say, why are you leaving me behind? Carry me along. And today they are with us. So what we are saying is that you are already on board. Why don't you reach out to other persons and bring them on this ship? We are going places. I want to encourage you to do the needful, invite people into this program and be active. I want you to be a leader. Like I tell my people, like the boss has just said, anybody I'm inviting, I don't just invite you as ordinary member. I want you to be a leader. So why don't you come out and give it your best shot? You are in the right place. You are in the right place. Investigation has been done, like the boss said. We are in the right track. Let's take it to the next level. That's my encouragement to you this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate those encouraging words.
All right, Ambassador.
All right.
So, all right. So yeah, you have heard from Ambassador David. I just want to encourage you. Don't become an observant in an organization that is moving. You will be left behind. Reason being, if we all would have come to the future diplomats and we say, let's just observe and be quiet in the chat room, we won't be where we are today. And those people who come just to observe, sometimes they're left behind, and then it takes them a lot of time to recuperate, a lot of time to prepare to get on the train. The train is moving, it's running. Get on board, become one of the leading steering pilots on the train, and we'll all move together. Or maybe train operator, and we'll all move together. So I always encourage people, don't be silent in any organization, whether online or in person, because it makes you vulnerable to a lot of things and you miss up on a lot of opportunities. And if we all were just observing, like I said, we won't be where we are today. So I want you to, to rethink your activities and actions with the future diplomat. And my ambassador, grab this, get all your friends, get your family member on board. This is a movement that is shaking the world. So be part of the movement, don't become unobservant, participate in the move. Do we have another person? But thank you for your question, and thank you for your concern, brother. It was good.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you very much. All right, let's take Ambassador.
Hello.
I used to say something.
I still have a question.
All right. Okay, I can hear you.
Now,
go on.
How do I go about it? I checked on our platform on WhatsApp, and like I said, I registered, I joined the WhatsApp group. So I think what is required of me right now is to tell others about it. So how many people is it required to tell? Because I can invite a lot of good people into the movement. And after that, as much as I invite people, what should I do apart from just invitations?
That's a good question. So first of all, like I said, there is no limit to who you invite. Invite the whole world, but let it be people who really coming to join you, because this is a passion that you have, and you want people to join you on the course of your action. So invite as many people you want to, but again, they should be committed, dedicated people. Now, the next thing I said it during my presentation, and I'm going to say it again. Getting the ID card is not the final step after I've invited people. I need to start identifying issues, problems in my community. Because we're ambassadors, we should be world changers. What are the things that are affecting my community today that I'm not satisfied with? Who can I talk to? Can I bring it to the future diplomats, or can I bring it to my national coordinator or the country coordinator? Can we meet as a team to address this situation in my community? It may be simple. Let me just set an example in someone who brought a situation to me. It may be in Africa, a part of Africa, in a country whose name I'm going to call. The people never had a restroom to use. Okay. So someone reached out to us and told me, say, listen to me, the people go into the bushes and they go to latrine, or sometimes they go side the creek to the running water. I'm sitting in America and say, well, it doesn't have time. I have, toilet in my house. I got I got running water into I'm satisfied. But when I heard that, it was my concern. I said, what do you want us to do? Hey man, if we can just how can we solve this problem? I said, well, ask the local people if they can provide the land. If the local people can provide the land, I'm not going to ask anybody. I'm just going to talk to 2 or 3 of my friends around me. Give us an estimate how much it's going to cost to build a public latrine. That question will answer very well. We'll build a big public latrine for both male and female, separate section, And that problem was solved. I'm not there to use the latrine. My children are not there. My family members are not there. So I never did it for me. But you, the person who called us, we did that project. We did it for that community, right? So the people that are going to be getting sick, the flies will not be coming from using the latrine from the bushes and coming to town and sitting on the children's food. The same place where we're going to take the water to drink from the stream. The water will be safe. So we solved that problem. So my goal is, we don't have money to send to every country, but my goal is, as an ambassador, I'm representing the future diplomats here in my country. What problem that is my community is faced with that we can resolve? How about having a lecture section for one day, from the morning to 12 o'clock, and provide lunch for the younger people who we feed that are on drugs or have the intent to go on drugs? How can we reach out to them? And find a problem, and then we find a solution. That's why we're ambassadors. And this is my call to everybody. Identify a problem in your community, bring it to us, and then we discuss and find a solution to that problem. Look, my ambassadors, if you do that, your community will start lifting you up in the air. Not us who's sitting here, but you, because you're changing your community one day at a time.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for that contribution, sir. We'll take 2 more and we wrap it up. 2 more questions from one from Ambassador Ehime Julius. Ambassador Ehime Julius, if you are online, our mic is with you. Can you talk to us? Can you unmute yourself? Ambassador Ehime Julius, unmute your mic, not the camera.
Okay, I've done that now. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
DG, good evening, sir.
Yes, yes. Good afternoon here in the US.
Yes. I want to appreciate my boss, Ambassador David. He brought me into this group. I'm very happy to be a part of the group. But I want to suggest something. I have been observing that every person wants to collect ID card. Every person wants to collect ID card. I hope they're also aware. There are also things that are attached to these ambassadors. Like you told us 3 days ago in our office about the traveling of Ethiopia and all that. I hope they'll also be interested in all that. It's not just about collecting the ID card. Another thing I want to also suggest is that, sir, with all due respect, I feel like it's not just about inviting people. You cannot invite people who cannot, how will I say it now? Financially, you want to contribute to traveling, you want to do anything, and they don't have anything to offer, or probably they don't have the means to get income. So I think invitation is, you look at the person, you also look at, okay, can this person be able to, contribute to that traveling process and all that, visiting other places. So these are things we should also check. It's not about just going to invite this one because probably we were told to go and invite. You also check if they are capable, if he has the charisma to also be a part to an ambassador. That is my little contribution. This ID card matter is just getting too much. Every person wants to get ID card. So they should also know that there are also some other things that goes with the ID card. So that is my little suggestion in this house. DG, I greet you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. I agree with you too. Ambassador, let me let you know that's not a little contribution. That's a valid point you just stressed. And we've been talking about it over and again. But I would say that we need to avoid different caliber of people, like you just said. One of the reasons why we need to invite different caliber of people, because different people play different parts in an organization. Yes, we need people in government to know about us, what we do. because they can channel our process in your country when you undertaking something. Yeah, we need lawyers in your country, because when some of our members run into trouble who don't have money, we can contact the lawyer and say, listen to me, one of our members are in trouble. Please run to the aid. So, you know, we need people from every caliber of this life to be part of this organization. Look for senators, look for chaplains, look for people in government. At the same time, we need financial people who's strong to say, well, I can sponsor one person to go to one of the conferences, maybe Ethiopia, it may not be in America, or maybe to Liberia or one of the countries. We need financial contributors, people who are business owners, business people who can contribute to the mission of our program. At the same time, we need some people who cannot afford, because here I mean somebody may not have the money, they may not have the connection we have, but they can still help one person to change that person's life, or they can still know somebody who's in trouble that they can recommend to us. So I want our platform and our mind to be open to anyone in all walks of life, you know, and that's bring them on board. But I agree with you, Ambassador. Let's bring some people on board now who are financially capable that can help you in your community. Let's bring some people on board who have the influence. So when they speak, the ambassador can say, oh yes, you gave them visa. They're in your country. When they speak, you know, when they send a letter for your group on behalf of the future diplomat in America, when they send a letter, they can say, oh yes, you know, maybe the governor is part of them, or maybe this person is part of them, or maybe the commissioner of tourism, whatever, you know. So the level of caliber people you get on your team in your country, it speaks value for you, and when people will be willing to work and open their doors and their hands to you, because you have people of different caliber on board. So I agree with you, Ambassador. That's a serious point. Let's not just reach to anybody now. Let's reach to everybody, but let's reach to people of influence and of substance. And I appreciate your point.
All right. Thank you, Ambassador Julius, for that meaningful contribution. All right. We take Ambassador Unachukwu Peace. Unachukwu Peace, we have handed over the mic to you. You can talk to us. Ambassador Julius, can you bring down your hand? Ambassador Peace.
I think Peace coming. I think Ambassador, is that Uncle or whoever her name is, Ambassador Akondor. I think she had her hand up, but she put it up, but she sent a message. She said she gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stars, claps to this. To my last response, she said, well said, DG. Thank you so much for that contribution. Some people are tapping in, so I will have time to read 1 or 2. You can go ahead, Ambassador David, let the other person speak, and I will read another comment.
All right, sir, thank you. Ambassador Peace. Ambassador Peace, you have the mic. Can you talk to us? Ambassador Unachukwu Peace. We'll handed over the mic to you. Can you talk to us? Unmute yourself and speak to us. Ambassador Peace. Are you still with us? Okay. Let's assume she's not available at the moment. Any other person that want to say something before we wrap up this session?
Oh, the person just came on. I think somebody just came on and it went back out.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let me make this little contribution.
Okay, Ambassador Peace said, I am trying to unmute. So try Ambassador Peace again. Ambassador Peace just step and say, I am trying to unmute. I don't know what's going on.
Ambassador Peace. Ambassador Peace, can you have the mic? Just the button, the microphone button by your side. You just click on it and you are mute.
Yeah, we're seeing you. Can you speak so we can hear?
Okay, all right. You can speak to us now. You have the
Hello,
mic.
good
Speak to
evening,
us.
everybody.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Ambassador. You're breaking up.
We
I
can
don't
hear
know
you. Go ahead.
if everyone can hear me. Oh God, I don't know. I think I messed things up.
No. You didn't mess anything up. Speak to us. We can hear you. Just talk to us.
Okay.
Speak.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm so grateful to be here. My name is Unachuku Peace. This is my first time of coming to this platform. I think this platform is a dream come
Oh God, I'm not hearing
I'm really
her.
grateful. I have a few questions to ask. Are you hearing me?
Go ahead. We can hear you. Please, if you are struggling with hospital, go ahead, Ambassador. We can hear you.
A few questions to ask. I hope. Okay. I was invited by a friend, Mrs. Franca Osazua, this group last week. I think so. So I also went ahead because I was so excited about the platform. So I went ahead to invite some other of my friends. So someone told me, one of my friends I invited told me at the point of her registration that she found out that she was asked for dues. Hope she will be ready to pay dues. So I couldn't really answer the question because I'm still a newbie to the platform. Then the second question she asked was that at some point of her filling the form, there was a place they asked, how did you know about us? Through Facebook, through a friend. She ticked a friend. So they now asked which of the friend, or that there's a place she's. That's the second question. Now, the third question is,
Our phone breaking up, man.
First time of being to this platform, and I enjoyed the lecture by the DG. Pardon? So,
continue. I will summarize what she said. Continue.
I have heard the DG talking about the platform diplomacy courses that will be done. I want to know, is this organization, is it a simulation, or is it a real life election, or is it a real life conflict?
Okay.
That's question number 3. So I think that's the 3 itemized question I want to ask concerning the organization.
All right. Thank you very much, Ambassador Peace. Yes, Ambassador Peace. We've taken 3 of your questions. Let me repeat the questions because it's breaking, and many of us are finding it difficult to hear you. But I think I was able to pick 3 of your questions, and I'm going to repeat it so that everyone will understand and the boss will throw light on it. Question number 1, you asked that when you were bringing in somebody into the platform and they were filling the form, there's a column where we asked in the form that, are you going to be paying dues? That was your first question. That are we going to be paying dues? That's the question you asked. Then you also asked a question again that when our DG was giving us our orientation training, he made mention of the courses, and you want to know how how we go about the courses, right?
Yes.
That's the second question. The third one again, if I can remember, which other question did we ask again? He said, okay, fine. He said
The third
somebody
one
was
is about the conferences that is going to be coming up, like the one of Ethiopia.
yes,
Whether or
it's a,
not is a simulation conferences or is it a written conferences? Whether the conference is a simulation or a real life conferences. I don't know if you can hear me.
so answer, even though I have the answers to the remaining two, I'll leave the boss to answer unless it's saying.
Hello?
Hello?
Everybody hearing me? Am I audible? You hearing me?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right.
You're audible. Proceed. We can hear you, sir.
All right. So the first question is the first two questions are on about the form. I remember one of the question from the form, and Ambassador, you have to read the second question. But the first question, if I remember well, it was asking if you'll be willing to pay dues. Yes, on the form.
Yes.
We never ask anybody for money, but on the form it says for you to be willing to pay dues to your local chapter. That is, whatever country you are in and you're undertaking the project, how will your project be undertaken as people in that community? So your chapter can come up and say, listen to me, we're going to undertake a project. Maybe money is coming or some support is coming from this place, from overseas or so to help us. But what are we doing locally to undertake? So your dues go to your local chapter. Because you're a member of an organization, even the United Nations, every country pays dues to the United Nations. Every organization, so it will be left with your local chapter to formulate how much due may be. Maybe if you're in Nigeria, maybe 1,000 naira per month, maybe 500 naira, maybe 50 naira. In the US, maybe $5 US per month, maybe $10 US per month to my due chapter. Because you and me, we're a non-profit organization. We gain our support from our members and from other organizations, maybe governmental organizations, when we are in United Nations, when we apply for grants or money. So yes, we ask that question. You know, many times people put a form no. I still get the membership. If you don't want to pay dues to your local chapter, you left for your chapter to decide what it was. Some people can say maybe. Now, if you want to be part of an organization and you want to get everything for free, you don't want to contribute, then how will we change the word? Then that's a problem. You know. So yes, we ask that question on the form, and I'm not embarrassed to say yes, we ask the question because that shows to us that people who are coming, they are willing to contribute something to change their own community. I think that's the first question about the dues. What's it? But that money, you're not sending money to us to the US. You are paying to your local chapter. That's why every local chapter will have the country director, and they will meet and they will discuss whatever they want to do into that country. What's the next question on the phone? Oh, is it talk about referring people?
No, the question is the leadership training. She wants to know the process of the leadership training. Maybe the cost implication for the training and the processes and how we're going to go about the training. That's her second question.
Yeah, I said I'm going to send out the website pretty soon. And the same way you go to the website, it's going to be, and you just go in, log in, all the requirements will be there. You want to register to attend it, register to start working on your courses. It's not free. It's also a contribution because we have a live session like this. And you're going to get all your books from all the teachers and the professors. You're not just going to see me live for 40 minutes talking to you. You're going to see different professors, you know, from different parts of the world, Americans and non-Americans from different parts of the world teaching you. We have to tell them thank you with an appreciation. I'm still working on that yet. I was trying to negotiate to see if we can make at least a course for our people in the I don't want to say the third world country. Maybe $10 per course, because here in America we are the reasonable. It's the $100 per course here in the US to do one of our courses. But we think about taking 90% off that price and giving 10% to our third world developing country. I have not reached that agreement and consultation yet, because the professors getting involved, training and teaching all the courses. You get all your books, everything by email the same way. I have to meet the approval, from the team if they want to, help me do that. So that's why I have not sent out the information yet. Concerning the conferences. Oh, someone was saying something. Should I continue? The last question?
Yeah, continue with the question. Continue, sir.
Okay, concerning the conferences, the ambassador asked, is that a simulation or live conferences? Now, don't get confused, folks. Nobody really knows a simulation is on this platform, because most of you have not attended the United Nations to see how it is. And people go ahead and just put a false thing and say we're having a simulation. Simulation means the same thing the exact thing, right? And if you've never been to any of the United Nations conferences, you don't know what is a simulation or not, because you've never been there. So don't be carried away by the word simulation. We're going to have live conferences, like the one in the US, the last conference. The only time a conference becomes a simulation when you have actual United Nations personnel teaching those seminars and conferences. If it can be a simulation of the US government, then you will have US government personnel teaching them, because they know exactly. Because I can bring you to a conference right now and say a simulation of the United Nations, but you never been to the United Nations conference. Actually, the United Nations headquarters. You know also how they pass the laws. So someone they say, oh, you're attending an United Nations simulation conference, and then you leave and I say, I just came from a United Nations simulation conference. But you have been misled. And that's the integrity, and that's the earnestness that we want to show. Most of the conferences that we attended from other people, they say United Nations simulation. It's not United Nations simulation, because I've been to the conferences and I've been to United Nations conferences. It's far different. So there is nothing a simulation of United Nations conference. Once it's not done by United Nations. But the secret is because you've never been there. And so they tell you it's a simulation and you believe it because they said so. So yes, our conference will be both simulations and live. Simulation simply means that people are coming to the conference, but we're going to be having live United Nations speakers and trainers telling us about the United Nations. And exactly what happens to pass resolution, how it happened, the United Nations officials will be our conferences telling us how resolutions are passed. Then we're going to call it to you simulation, because we have United Nations speakers there. Live conferences there's no different from live conference and simulation. Simulation can be a live conference. So we'll have our live conferences too, and we'll be dealing with different topics. Different topics, not just on the United Nations, but we'll be having topics on some things that are affecting the globe. Maybe armed control, maybe how to call it, human rights, or maybe children or women abuse, or maybe child smuggling and things like that. We'll be having live conferences and live debates, and where people can come up and not just be trained, but they can present their stance, they can argue their point, we can argue to reason, we find a solution, and then we leave from the conferences be equipped and prepared to go back to our communities and implement what we are learning from this community. So our conference is live when it's implemented. Many people go to conferences and they left back, nothing is done. And the future diploma is, I'm not taking long to answer this question, but the future diploma is not like that. You just pay 700, 500, 300, 1,000 to attend the conference, you go back home, nothing is done. No, we want to follow up on our conferences and want to make sure for the conference to stay live, not because you attended our conferences, being alive and you're in person, but are those things we discuss, are they implemented through our participants when they leave the conferences? That's why our country coordinators and conference directors will come in to follow up with our delegates and make sure that the things that we want to implement in the communities be implemented. That's what makes it live. I can come here today and we say it's a live conference. It's only can be live when it's actually live in other people's life who never came and participated in the conference.
Thank you, boss. Thank you very much. We are supposed to have that as our last person, but I still see another hand, but we will not take any other after this. We're not supposed to do this, but we want to give Ambassador Chinedu the chance to say, ask or talk to us. But after this, we will not take any other one, and we'll call this meeting to an end. Ambassador Chinedu.
Before the ambassador comes in, Ambassador Abigail Lawrence sent a note here. I want to read it. She says, we are leaders. We as leaders, as ambassadors, that must be passionate to be able to add values to people and tax performances that bring about change. So I think this is a contribution she was not able to say, but she tapped it in. She said she wants us as ambassadors to be able to add value to people's life that will be able to bring about change. I think that's a good contribution, Ambassador Lawrence, Abigail Lawrence, and we do appreciate that.
Thank you. Ambassador Chinedu, please, can you quickly talk to us very briefly, please, so that we can close? Ambassador Chinedu, you have the mic. Ambassador Oba Chinedu, you have the mic.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
Okay, good evening, DG. I really appreciate you, and I want to really appreciate you for this program. I really learned a lot from what you have taught us today. It will really go a long way. Most of the questions I wanted to ask have been answered regarding that of sending messages to emails after registrations, because some persons also asked me similar questions. Those are introduced to the house and they also registered as members. But the one question I want to ask is that, what are the criteria to becoming a leader in this program?
That's great. Ambassador David, you want to say something before I come in?
Yes, I want to say something. For you to be a leader, first you must have a team that you are leading. That's why it's called leadership. You lead and they follow you. And not just following you, they should be able to replicate whatever you are doing. So this organization is open for you to lead. And how do you lead? Get those your followers. The followers you have with you, let them come on board. As many as can come on board can join you. And not just joining you, they should be able to do the same thing you are doing. I remember when the DG was talking about this training, he made mention of something. He said, let's say, for example, you made up your mind, I'm going to get 20 persons, 20 leaders, not just persons. The difference between ordinary member that comes in with 5 persons and a leader. As a leader, the minimum you get, the minimum is 20 leaders, not members. Please take note of it, please.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Yes. As a leader, the minimum you get for us to consider you a leader is a minimum of 20 leaders. And not just getting us 20 leaders, we should be able to see what those 20 leaders you bring on board, what they are bringing. I may use this language, what are they bringing on the table? Do you understand what I'm saying? You can get more than that. You can get 50, you can get 100, but that's your 20 in particular. What are they replicating what you are doing? That's where we now start considering you as a leader. Do you get that? So please, this is a major criteria we need. we need to expand our zones. We need to conquer more grants. Thank you for that question, because somebody came to me from another country. The person was asking, oh, we've not been given this and that. And I asked the person, how many have you brought? And he said 5 persons or 10 persons. And I told the person, you are not ready yet. You want to lead a country, we have a country where you have over 1 million persons and you only have 10 persons. That doesn't sell well. So for you to be a leader, be able to give us a minimum of 20 leaders who is ready to give us 20 in return. Then we'll take it up from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
All right.
Okay, Ambassador, yeah, that's the leadership. There's a lot of other qualifications after bringing 20 people. To be a leader of us, you must live a life of integrity. We're watching what people are saying. We're watching them on the social media pages, what they are doing, who their friends are. We're not bringing people on board just because we need leaders. We're bringing people on board who are living in integrity and adding, like Ambassador Lawrence said, adding value to people's lives. If you're just fighting the community, you're fighting with everybody on Facebook, your response is disrespectful and everything else. We're taking all that in consideration. No, we're not ready to bring that person in leadership because we don't want that person to be abusive to our members. So we take a lot of things in consideration to bring people in leadership. Ambassador Gloria Johnson sent a message that I want to read it. She said, beautiful initiative. Thank you for having me on board. My observation though is that it is running for over 2 hours. And for some of us that go to work and come back late to join, I think we should put time into consideration. Okay, the meeting hour for one day is 2 hours and 30 minutes. Sometimes we do 3 hours because people have time. That's the maximum time. Other organizations, they're doing this onboarding process, they do it for, in fact, I'm not going to call it organization, but one organization will do it for a month, 3 times a week for a month. 3 times a week for a month. We say one day, 2.5 hours per day. So if you suggest that the time 2 hours 30 minutes is too long, and y'all want us to do it for 3 days, 1 hour each day, I'm ready to do it for 1 hour 3 days. But everybody will have to complete the training from start to finish to become an active member. The reason why we did it just 2 hours because it put the 2 hours 30 minutes, we can knock it off. You can get your benefit, you got something else to do with your life. So I do take in consideration the time is too long, but it's an onboarding training. Is that you're going for a job or not a job, you're going for an organization and they say you have to be trained. It's an in-service training. In-service is not short. It should be very long. It requires time and consideration, which of course we want to consider. And I do consider that because some people live in other parts of the world where it's very much, the time difference. So I will leave it with the team, and I want everybody to suggest to me for the next meeting. If you think that time is too short, too long, we'll short it in 1 hour, then okay. The information we have is too much for 30 minutes or 1 hour to get a membership with us. The shortest time is 2.5 hours. There are a lot of things I cannot even share. That's why every meeting time, you see me bringing new information and the other people missing it because we need enough time. So we do consider the time. So again, we do agree. So we're going to take the time in consideration for 2 hours, 30 minutes max. The minimum for this training to get a membership. All
okay,
right.
sir.
Before we close, I'm gonna end to say, people are coming to join, and like Ambassador David said, I'm not approving somebody because what does you be having their name? They put $sign. People not putting their name on the same request for us to approve them. So please tell people you recommend it. Let them put their name because when they send out the message to add them to the chat room, we need to identify them. Don't just put a hot sign like a love. You put a $sign. Some people been sending me $sign. I've not even admitted it yet, and I think I will reject them because how will we address you? A dollar, Ambassador Dollar? So we're running a diplomatic forum and a diplomatic network, you know. So if you're not ready to identify with us, then we are not ready to identify with you. So I don't know who recommended this person to us. I'm not going to call the person's phone number, but the number ends in 2827. I'm not going to call the person's number. So if you send someone to us, recommend someone to us, and that person's number ends in 2827, please reach out to that person and say the DG has not accepted yet because you put a $ for your name, and we cannot accept a $ into the. We don't know how to address that person. All right, so this is where I close. Anything else? But again, send me your name today for this 3 hours meeting. Send me your name. Send me your picture, please. Send me your name, your picture, and your address. Date of birth, and I'm going to start working on your ID cards. Congratulations to those of you who attended the meeting and those of you who completed. I love to see at one of our conferences and I gave you your credentials. I want to give you your original plastic ID cards, your ambassador credentials, your certificate, everything. I want to hand it to you myself, not over the internet, not over email. So please prepare to attend maybe the EGFX conference, if not the US conference. But thank you so much, and I can say bye for now.
All right. Before you go, boss, I just want to chip this in to everybody. I want to thank you for your time being here. Like the boss said, 2.5 hours. We decided to just make it once a week, every Friday, once a week. The reason is we will take the rest of the week to get your people, your leaders. You bring them on board and tell them to get ready for the Friday evening with the boss. Then he will explain everything for us. So I want to encourage us all in your WhatsApp status. You should be proud of the organization. It's a legit organization. So please be proud of it. Put it in your WhatsApp status. I tell you, people will run to you. People will come to you and tell you, please show me the way. Just make sure you should be proud of it. I wish I can change my name to the logo of the organization. But I want to thank everyone who stayed up to this time. I want to say thank you to DG for your time. Like we always say, try and take a rest also. And let's be up and doing in the platform. Let's be encouraging people, be inviting people, bring them to this orientation training. I tell you, once they come, your workload will reduce. And as you do so, God will bless every one of you. And one more thing, please. If you cannot come for the conference in September, please make every effort to join us in Ethiopia. I'm pleading with every one of you. Make every effort to be in Ethiopia in December. Start planning now. Very soon, we'll be coming up with pre-registration to know how many persons that are going to join us. So make plan for Ethiopia. It's going to be a glorious moment and you're going to enjoy it. Thank you, everyone, and have a peaceful and beautiful night rest. Bye-bye for now.
Okay, bye, folks. Now the meeting is disjoined. I will
Thank
talk
you.
to
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you all. Good night. Good night.
Good night. Bye.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Have a
night.
blessed
Good night.
weekend. Have a blessed weekend.
Thank you, Ambassador Grace. You as well.
Thank you. Yeah.
Please, this how do we now reach you? Concerning our information.
Ambassador Dr. Grace, you want to say something? I see you came back on.
Not at all, sir. Not at all, sir. I'm fine.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you so much.
You're welcome, sir.
If anybody got anything to say, I'm still waiting. If not, I'm going to shut down from my end. Ambassador Armstrong, you still got your hand up. What's going on?
Yeah. Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
The meeting is over now.
Yes, I know. I've been in the meeting now. Yes. I just wanted to find out. I asked a question that time, and it's like it was not totally understood. Well,
Can you, if that's a personal question, can you call me directly or can you inbox me, because this meeting is recorded. I need to turn it off so that the recording can stop.
I don't have the question I'm asking. How do I get in touch with you? How do I get if I don't have your information, as in your WhatsApp number or whatever to reach you?
Okay, so if you go on the messages in the chat room, you will see my picture or my name. Once you press on it, it should take you directly to my chat room. Once you click on my name or my picture, it will take you to my chat room and you can chat with me from there. Okay, folks. Okay, bye-bye now. Ambassador Armstrong, I will connect with you. I will connect with you, Ambassador. I have to go.